Cards were yellow.
That anger is the guy's fault. It's not the yellow stuff. Anger is towards the guy for not being able to take the penalty. Should have signed this.
What do they call their stadium again?
Who?
What's Villarreal stadium again?
La Ceramica.
Yeah.
That's hold your horses, because the weird world of La Liga, Villarreal is next week. I should have done it for this week actually.
Stadio Dragão. We've got a cool stadium name in Valencia.
Valencia. You have to say
Valencia.
we had the
Valencia.
Henri.
Yeah,
Enrique. It's Enrique.
Yeah, Enrique. We had a very good. We've got a nice stadium. Who plays in La Bombonera?
I never know with wearing patterns, because when I watch the Premier League, like the fuck around shows, not the main shows where everyone's suited and booted, they wear patterns, so I never quite know.
No, the shithousery is the when Owen and them wear the wrong suit, and I see it because of players. You don't. I go crazy.
No, because the
You lose
Premier
your
League,
shit,
when they do their fuck around shows, like the weekly shows, they do wear
With that hot chick.
Jules Breach.
Yeah.
Or which one? There's a few. Jules Breach is on this.
The one that looks like she's mixed race.
James, we're good to go.
She's hot.
She's on this podcast. I listen to
let
the
us know.
Football Ramble.
Let us know when we're good to go.
She's a fucking firecracker. She's so funny.
Do a mic test. by the way.
She's the type of chick. She's like West Indian.
Yeah.
She talks about it.
Can't hear you.
Her
Can't hear
dad's
you.
Jamaican.
I thought you guys
So
were settling
fucking
another
funny.
debate.
So
No, we're
rough.
done. You must direct us forward.
They're
Okay,
like
so
they
mic
feel
test.
very similar to us.
Yeah.
One,
And there's
two,
one-
Can you guys hear James?
four.
Yeah.
All right.
I can.
Whoa.
I can't. I could be unplugged,
Okay.
because I did fuck around with this.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Got
James,
it.
keep counting. 5
Yeah,
count, please.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
Keep counting. I'll tell you when to stop.
5.
Keep counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Keep going. Okay, other mic.
2,
You good, Sensor?
Gucci, my
1,
man.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Lovely.
1, 2, 3.
I'd love it.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
I know.
Missing here.
Your hoodie game is actually proper.
I don't make the. There's a glove missing here.
Okay.
What happened to the glove here?
I think got moved to. Were both of those
Oh,
there?
there it is. No. It's holding up the makarapa for whatever reason. But I need it. Do you mind passing it to me, please? So I can hide my ginger tea. Me? James? 1.
Yeah, can't see it. Samangana!
We're entering them.
Have you ever tried to explain things to, like some things to white people you can't?
Let's go, James.
Alrighty.
Skaba Emisa, don't let them breathe.
Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. And what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. England are back from the dead. Joe Root, a guy who's a second-rate Afrikaans person from South Africa. Because for the Northern Hemisphere, please understand this and understand this now. South Africa's not sending the best stock up there. Duan Wandermerwe tried and Jesse Creel said, come here, man. Come here, we're not playing here. So just so you know, we aren't sending you our best Afrikaans guys. The Springboks are going to dominate forever, and our schools are going to keep the mana here. So shout out to Davi Malan, who's trying to bring it back. England are still probably going to lose. I mean, they're minus, I think, 60 after day 3 for 2. Yeah, minus 54, whatever it may be is. They're probably still going to lose. But shout out to a South African, again, helping them out. Strauss helping you out. Peterson helping you out.
But also-
shout out to being South African right
But
now.
also a South African helped Australia out. Labuschagne helped Australia out.
Labuschagne, that guy.
Labuschagne. Waiting, no!
No run! Paula, how you doing?
Cricket jokes, lol.
Are you over it?
I never got into
He's
cricket.
over it. He's stumped.
Good stuff. I never got into cricket. I made a choice early on. There are a lot of sports, but there's also a lot of soccer.
Yeah.
Do I invest totally in all soccer, or do I do a bit of soccer and a bit of all sports? All soccer.
All soccer all the
All
time.
soccer was a bit of NBA at one point,
Yeah.
but it's all soccer. I would rather watch like a Kenyan league match than watch top class cricket.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because you're only watching top class, you're not watching test.
Is that because is that your Portugueseness coming through?
Maybe it is. It could be. Portuguese believe in two sports: soccer
And
Yep.
futsal.
and not even futsal, roller hockey, hockey patins.
So
Wait, hold.
this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hockey,
What are you talking
hockey
about?
patins. Portuguese love roller hockey. World champions, either world or European champions, but
Yeah.
regular world champions. Roller hockey on roller skates.
Yes.
Grown men on roller skates playing sports violently.
The mighty Duckman, Emilio Estevez. That's where he's.
No,
ice.
there's roller hockey.
No,
there's roller
not
ball
ice.
as well.
So roller hockey on roller blades.
There's roller ball. There's a
Roller skates. So the blades are in the lines.
yeah,
Skates.
yeah, skates.
Like what little girls
So
got.
not roller blades.
Not roller blades. My daughter's got
Roller
little roller skates.
2 and 2.
Yes.
2 and 2.
Yeah, not
Grown
one
men
line.
playing roller hockey. You know, you used to play soccer at Union. Did
Yeah.
you never go inside?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they played roller hockey, basketball, roller hockey, futsal, handball. Handball's
Oh,
Handball's
Handball.
big in Africa. Big in.
handball's big.
Angola's good at that.
Yeah, Portuguese heritage.
I see what's happening now. See, when you talk to people who know stuff, difference between you and me, you know stuff. That makes sense now. Handball, huge in Africa. My aunt used to be
Also,
the-
handballs, big in the studio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was.
Sorry,
okay.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know what I'm
back-
trying. I don't know what I tried there.
And listen, I think that's an important kind of throwback. And James, you'll remember this. Obviously, with you and a guy called a guy who's 1/4 Jewish, by the way, 1/4 Jewish, 1/4 red beard guy.
7-quarter giant.
That's it.
Yeah,
Massive
so
man.
the 7/4 giants. I like that.
Came
yeah.
to me and he said, I can't even, I'm struggling to go to weddings. I said, why, Ryan? What's wrong with your car? He said, no, I'm struggling to find shirts that fit me, that look good. Because Ryan's swag all the time. But
Ryan, he came in one day.
With
I
no
thought he had a
sleeves.
vest.
Yeah?
He ripped the sleeves off outside. You weren't on the show.
Yes.
Carnage that day. Guys were wearing
Pandemonium.
shorts in here. There were flip-flops. I saw my colleague's toes. I'm not into it. Ryan hulked his sleeves right off.
That's when I got called teabag, bro.
Well, let's get into that. James, you're on the production side. You see the show through a lens rather than seeing eye to eye with human beings in the studio here. The reference that Paolo was making there about hands and balls was when Senzo Steve was wearing rather brave shorts, and with the position of the camera being where it is, so we were obviously seeing his baby maker right up until the gooch area, and he kind of there was a moment of professionalism / not professional, because you guys were professional in the back but also not being professional. You guys said we can see Senzo's balls, and then he replied to that instead of staying professional. I don't know if you remember that, James.
I do. We try to keep it low key, but it just.
No, they didn't. They spoke into the mic.
I put that moment on TikTok. Blew up.
Did you?
Blue.
No!
Did you?
Blew up.
Have you put it on TikTok?
I did.
That's awesome.
Because there was
It's
that
not
moment,
awesome.
and then there was the explanation. I put it up, blew up.
Why did we not know this?
By the way, shout out to the way you said balls, which is the most northern suburbs way I've ever heard a human being say balls.
Alive. Five.
Balls, bro.
Balls.
Balls.
Who, me?
MKT.
So this is where we're headed today.
Today's gonna be a
Headed. Where we're
disaster.
headed? You
I've got no
dirty
doubt.
dog.
Today could be our first BCSA complaint. Today's the day YouTube put a black mark against our names. I
That's
just
it.
got that feeling. There's
Yeah.
that energy today.
No, hey, that's what happens. So shout out to James and to Ryan Tinline, who's at home currently recovering from COVID-19.
Corona.
Now, I'm not going to make any accusations. He may or may not be patient zero for the Omarion / Omicron variant. I'm not saying Ryan is, but he's a quarter Jewish, 1/4, obviously, as I've said, red beard guy, and then the rest is just Jordan's on the beach. That's what he is. That's what Ryan is. I'm not making that up. That's what happens. It's Friday. We'll talk Friday at 5. Obviously, the Ashes is on. It's the greatest event going right now, right? The Premier League's obviously the king of them all. The NFL rocks, the NBA rocks. But right now, all I care about is waking up at an unbelievably terrible time for me. Terrible time to watch it. 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. That's shout out Lillian. She's excellent. In the Friday 5. I'm going to tell you this, the 5 greatest test captains of all time. We'll talk about those. The EPL, Premier League is back. It's getting to squeaky bum time, as the great Sir Alex Ferguson would say. Now, it's time now to put pedal to the metal. This is when the great ones separate themselves. It's Champions League without Champions League, right? Weekend Tuesday, weekend Wednesday, and sometimes two games of the week. This is where you win titles and separate yourself. We'll look forward to the weekend. And then hour 2, it's all La Liga all the time. We'll talk La Liga this weekend coming up. Barcelona are in a situation, aren't they? They are in a situation. We'll talk about them, La Liga, and then we'll finish off with Paolo's Weird World of Football. Again, we will delve into a great story, which many, if you played, Football Manager, you'll know this one. I'm quite excited about it because Paolo always brings a whole new angle that I didn't know about. It's called being a professional, doing some research. So that is the MKT Show today. We've got a great show. It's Friday. I hope today is the greatest day of your life, and I hope you're with loved ones. And if you're not, I hope these 2 hours are great for you. It's the MKT Show. Big show coming up. Now, Paolo's just said something just now, and it's important that I remind people this. I'm not a what? I'm not a what? Because a lot of people still think I'm a white guy, and there's still people that are surprised when they see what I look like, and they're like, oh, I didn't expect you to look like that. And I do try and make it awkward for them, because I know what they mean. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And then it's just, you know what I mean? It's always, and you know what's interesting? It's always more awkward when it's black people.
Yeah.
Like white guys just kind of roll it. Oh, you know what I mean, bro? Black people always have to over-explain now. You know what I meant.
I man.
Can I tell you, there's a weird dynamic at play as well, right? Especially when you deal with a lot of people in Cape Town. So when you see certain surnames, you assume those people are Portuguese, right?
Yes. I do anyway.
But you do, because, okay, well, maybe it's lazy, but that is a Portuguese surname. I'd assume you're Portuguese. So you try to make a little bit of a joke, and they don't bite on it. And I don't know if it's a Joburg Portuguese thing versus a Cape Town Portuguese thing.
Okay.
But if you interact with a Joburg Portuguese, they're like Joburg Portuguese straight away.
Yeah.
Once you open the door, because I don't look Portuguese, right?
No.
And I don't sound Portuguese, right? So they'll see my name. Once I open the door, then the door's open. Then we're making espetada in the back. Doesn't matter what the meeting is. Who do you know? João! Oh, you know João! João, my father was João, whatever. It opens very quickly, right?
Yeah.
And when you deal with, actually I think about it, it's mostly Cape Town Portuguese. You'll make that little jibe, and they're kind of like, and then you try, okay, maybe that in Germany, you try it again, and they're like, it's like, what are you guys? You guys are the originals, right?
Yeah.
That's where you landed.
We landed, yeah. You actually...
Ground zero.
But maybe they're so detached because Joburg Portuguese, we've been here since maybe the 40s, 50s. They've been there since the 1600s. So maybe they don't think of themselves as Portuguese anymore.
Well, you know what it's like.
They're of Portuguese descent.
Oh,
what is that?
Yeah.
Descent?
Yeah.
I'm sent you to school, man.
I'm sent you to school.
But I know what's happening there. I love that. This guy's mental. He's mental. But I know what's happening there.
What's happening? Explain this to me. Maybe I'm too in it.
You're too close to it, Joe.
New York Italians
are
more Italian than Italian.
There's Sicilians as well.
Because
New
sometimes
Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey.
yeah, and now they're like
boss.
over Italian. Mama's gaboon,
Yeah.
gabon. Like they take it over the top because it's almost like they can feel that they've been pulled away from it. So they have to go over the top. It's kind of like a non-confident person who acts confident.
Yeah.
You know, some people think if you take it over the top, I can just become confident. Like confident people don't need to show you they're confident. You know what I mean?
Right.
And whereas I think what's happening with the Porras at obviously in Long Street is that they're overcompensating, Paul. It's like there's nothing wrong with being Portuguese first and foremost, Oaks.
Actually.
Number one, let's start there. And then also, what are you doing? Just like the Italians in New York.
Staten Island.
You know what it is because my mom worked for like an institution where one of the head offices there. I fortunately or unfortunately as a child spent quite a bit of time going there just purely because it was her office in the holidays. And you see it because the other head office is in Geneva and there's a lot of Italians there, like a lot of Italians in Geneva. Yeah. So you see what the real
Sort of went skiing on the one side and just woo! Mama, sorry, that's terrible. Sorry to all my Italian friends.
Wow.
This guy.
It is true because then they'll go like, you know that restaurant Vida E?
Oh no!
What are you talking about?
Man.
Vida E. Get out of here with Vida E.
Oh no!
Serious?
They've lost it that much.
Calling it Vida E because Vida E Cafe means life and coffee.
Got you.
So calling it Vida E means life and. Life and what? Life and you're a douchebag.
Veda.
Either call it Vida
Yeah.
or Vida Cafe. Don't call it Vida E.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Let's calling it Michael J. Michael J. Who? Michael J. Fox.
Fox, Michael.
Or
Yeah.
Michael
Like
Fox.
Jordan.
Jordan.
And now the quarterback for.
Am I starting a war with Cape Town Portuguese? Is this what I'm doing?
On Chesca-feira.
It's not.
On a Friday.
It's not my place to get involved because I don't know all the factors at play. I always say, you know what? Now I may be starting a new war here and taking it to another level.
Mess.
I always say,
It's a mess.
when a black player tackles a black player, especially when it's like a West African guy like Pogba.
Pogba on Keita.
Yeah, and then I always say the ref shouldn't give a red there. What you should do is
Gentlemen, come here.
no, remove yourself because you don't know all the factors at play. Because you're using Western standards. It's a Western red card where there's West African factors.
Because
I'm not getting involved.
Because the one with Pogba, it was a guy from Guinea and Guinea adjacent. Because Pogba's brothers play for Guinea.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're like, hey.
South Americans, right?
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid and Porto this week was a violence.
It was murder.
That was somebody took a Copa Libertadores game and put it in the Champions League and expected a European referee to understand this.
Yeah.
Step back, my man.
How many people brawl there?
No, this was
two
just.
reds, but it was just a
there's a
mess.
lot of South Americans. There's South American sensibility.
And it's Portugal against Spain. Like
This is Libertadores. You cannot have a European ref. Let them sort it out.
what's Wendell up to?
Oh, my guy. It's like if a South American ref that game,
Yeah.
not even a yellow card.
No. Settle
It's
down.
reds.
Yeah.
Not even a yellow. He would have walked away. You know how the South American refs retreat. Cops come with the shields.
Yes.
Love it. It's a violence.
Yeah.
And I felt, it just felt like, God, such a pity this is a European game. If that was in South America, we would have seen water cannons. There would have been riot police. Someone would have thrown a fire extinguisher.
But you bring up such a
pity.
great point, right? Like, I saw something in the NFL. Like, I support the Vikings, and the guy got a penalty for standing over a guy because now they're taunting. They're trying to get taunting like out of the game completely now.
No, man.
Like, they always fluctuate.
I was watching Pat McAfee yesterday, and they were talking about that.
Yeah.
I thought, what the hell's going on here?
No. Like it's such a hyper masculine sport. Like football is a hyper masculine game, especially when you bring in those cultures. I mean, it's difficult for people to understand what football means to Africans, what it means to South Americans, and also how we live. Like South Africans don't live clean. I don't care where you're from, northern suburbs, wherever you're from. There's an edge to us which we don't realize, by the way.
No.
I realize.
But do you know where you see it? Because it's where they want to be wasting us. Go to the NBA. When Oaks get dunked on or you get blocked, guy stands on you, over you. And then he's
That's a penalty in the NFL, not a flag.
No,
Really?
but in the NBA, they
No,
let it
that's
go.
what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
what you're talking. So that happened, but yeah, do you know what I mean when I say South Africans don't realize this, but we've got an edge.
Oh no, you know it when you go overseas as a South African and you lived overseas and a lot of. We realize how we go, South Africa, everyone's a criminal, corruption, we break rules.
Yeah.
We all break rules, right? Today, there's a hell of a lot of roadblocks, right?
Yeah.
Because listen, it's the last Friday before Festive. Like, guys want Like the hippos, they're hungry.
Yeah,
right?
They're
You know,
activated.
Metro Cops, you know what you're doing.
Cold drink. There's a lot of cold drink.
There's a lot of cold drinks today. A lot of people getting cold drinks.
Yeah.
Up and down Sands and Drive. I was like, oh, and they always stop where you can't dodge them.
Which is illegal, by the way.
So it is. So I was merging, and I was like, oh God, I've got my license just expired the end of November. I've got 21 days, right? But I know. Forget it. I'm getting fined. I have to buy a cold drink. This is no way I'm getting, even though it's legal, right? But even I'm like, oh, and they stepping out. You see they stepping out, and I'm like looking. If you're on the podcast, like I'm driving and I'm in a merge, but I'm like looking over my shoulder so I can safely merge and not see the Metro Cop. And I'm like, oh, sorry, officer, I didn't see you.
And do you know which
we love breaking rules.
Do you know which ones are the worst?
We do.
Do you know which Metro Cops don't compromise? Black woman.
Cold drink.
No, hey, oh,
I win.
Yeah. No. If I found a cop like 30, 40, Binjam,
Yeah.
and he can smell the booze off you.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Go home.
Yeah.
He just wants 200 rand for his cold drink.
Wow.
Let me, to wrap up this cop chat, right?
Yeah.
Beginning of the year, you guys know I like a flat cap. Love me a flat cap,
Oh,
Peaky
yes.
Blinders, right?
Yeah.
I drive over an intersection, no problem, I'm doing nothing wrong. Robot was green for me, or it was red, went green, I went over. No phone, seatbelt, nothing. Next thing, a police van, not even Metro Cops.
Yeah.
Oh, SAPS.
Pew, behind me. So I pull over, I'm like, what the hell's going on? 2 cops get out, quick, they're very fast. I'm like, did I not pay attention? Was the robot, sometimes you drive through a robot, you don't even realize.
Yeah.
What did I do? Get out the car. We're looking for cheese. So,
Wait, hold on.
all right, I'm a white dude. I go, cheese, money.
Yeah.
Are they outright saying, get out your car, we're looking for cheese?
Yeah.
For cheddar.
So I'm like, cheese. I was like, are they so brazen to ask me for money? Now, a Metro Cop, you can push them. Cops, you don't. You just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Right. These guys seen things. So they're going in my car. They're going through everything in my car, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bag,
they're giving you the full
laptop,
detail. Everything, yeah.
I keep a little chamois in the side of my door. They're looking in that. They're looking, cheese. We want cheese. We're looking for cheese. I don't know what these guys are talking. I said, listen, I got to a point where I said, I don't know what you're talking, because I'm like, I'm not going to say money.
Yeah.
Because then I'm trying to
Oh,
bribe
yeah,
them, whatever, right?
no.
So I'm quiet about this thing. So I'm like, I said, I'm really sorry. I'm so confused. I don't know what you're asking me. Shouting loud at me.
Yeah.
Get in the car, drive off. So I was like shook. I was like, I can't believe they outrightly asked me for cheese, money.
They're shaking you down.
It bothered me a little bit. So on WhatsApp groups to all my friends, I started asking, here's the situation. Did I misunderstand something? What is cheese?
Yeah.
So I start getting a lot of laughing faces on it. So cheese is a kind of weed.
Yes.
Right?
MJ.
Oh,
yeah. It's a type of
yes,
marijuana. Yeah.
Yes, but it's like super illegal. And
Yeah.
it's
Indoor.
right? I don't know this.
Yeah. It comes with spice.
Exactly. It's like you shouldn't have it. It's super illegal.
It's
I was
dangerous.
I was like, this is what they are. So they are laughing, asking. My cousin, 24 years old, he asked me, what hat were you? He says, what were you wearing? I said, because I don't know why they stopped me. I don't have a flashy car. He said, what were you wearing? So I said, my flat cap. He goes, you're a typical northern suburb guy who knows where to get illicit drugs. Look going.
100%.
He said, it's your own fault. So now,
Yeah.
when I drive, I don't wear my hat.
Yeah.
Because that guy knows where to get drugs. I was so shook.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned, don't wear flat caps.
No, Flat Cap is that white guy.
Yeah.
It is.
Who's the DJ everywhere.
Yeah.
I've always said this. Probably has no white friends. He's always the only white guy wherever he rolls.
That's
Flat Cap,
true, though.
white guy. Fourways, especially.
Really?
And you,
Really?
and you
But
know,
I was
and
in
you know,
Fourways.
and you know, black guy VW or black guy BM.
And flat cap white guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that
really?
one.
We're all mixed together. We're all the same guy.
That
Really?
one.
I
Forget
know my
it.
rights, bro.
Because I stopped wearing my hats now when I drive.
No,
Yeah.
smart. You've done
Phenomenal.
You've done good things.
I've learned a lesson today.
Lesson learned. Every day's a school day.
You see, if you had a vape, it would have been worse.
Thank God I had not a six-pack in my boot.
If you had a vape and a sleeve, my man, just follow us to the station.
I got
bro.
told that. I said, you're lucky you don't have a tattoo. You would have been taken in.
Yeah, you were done.
Yeah, I got told that.
By the cops.
Yeah. No, my friend.
Oh, your
Yeah.
mate.
Said,
Yeah.
you're lucky you don't have a tattoo.
Yeah, if
they
you have a
would have
tattoo,
taken
done, rap.
you. Flat cap white guy is bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We know.
Flat cap.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm thirst trap single dad.
No.
Meantime, I'm
You're not
a cheese.
Yeah.
I'm a cheese guy.
No,
You're a
you're a
dealer, boy.
cheese
You're-
dealer. All right, welcome. Give me some of that music, man.
Wow, that's a wake up call.
Every day's a school day.
That is a wake up call.
Every single day is
Give
a school
myself
day.
a Bible. Keep it in the car.
No,
I have
flat.
a
Even Bible.
Oh, really? No, I'd read in the Bible.
No. Do you know which people don't get stopped? My mom's demographic, especially when she's wearing a duke. Khohlwa. Sorry mama. Jump in robot. Ngiyaxolisa. Awuhambe kahle mama. uNkulunkulu abe nawe. May God be with you.
Yeah.
Out.
Now there is a demographic you want to have in the car. You want to have them in the passenger seat.
Honest to God,
I've seen that with my mom when I'm driving. My mom's in that seat. Goes completely differently with cops. Completely different. So, Paolo, do you know any black women between the age of 45 to 60? Maybe let's start renting those types of people out.
You are
to
not
make
getting
a friend.
stopped.
I need to expand my friend circle.
May God be with you. All right, let's get into it. It's Friday, the Friday Five. The Ashes, rocking. Great test match cricket. It's been seesaw battles. Joe Root, a one-man human. One-man human wrecking ball. That guy. Just unstoppable. And him and Davi Malan are trying to rescue England. Day 3 as it goes. But I'm going to give you, as the cricket starts and we roll into it, the 5 greatest captains in the history of Test cricket. That is the Friday 5 this week. At number 5, he played 50 of his 104 matches as captain. He had an incredible average of 43.49 in a time when pitches were lively, by the way. It's not like now. Now it's just, honestly, it's made for batting, right? And he was an opener. Absolutely incredible. 52% win rate he had at number 5. The great, and the man who really took this country into overdrive by establishing the culture, I believe. At number 5, the great Mark Taylor. At number 4, this situation was really weird for everybody. But I do know now, having spoken to people who were at school with him, that they knew early that this was the guy. Even at King Edward's, they knew that this was the guy early on. And the teachers actually couldn't handle him, is what I'm being told. Now, I obviously wasn't involved with him. I have been fortunate enough to play a couple of games with him at Old Eds, but 109 of his 117 games from the age of 22, he was the captain. Just listen to this number. 48.25 average as an opener. That's silly, folks. That's unbelievable at the top with captaincy on top. And a 49% win rate. It's incredible. It's incredible. At number 4, Love More Hate Him, the great Graham Smith is right up there in the conversation. Obviously, the most test wins as a captain ever, but I think that's because he's played the most tests, right, as a captain as well. 109 of those, absolutely incredible. At number 3, this one's such a tough one because his win rate wasn't actually that great, but he was just transcendent. Right, 93 of his 156 matches as captain, 50.56 in a time when pitches were even more lively than Taylor's time. Right? This guy was incredible. 50.56. That's not the incredible part. I mean, that's pretty amazing. 11,174 runs in a time where it didn't happen, folks. It didn't happen to get 10,000 runs. The 34% win rate is what cost him slightly. But remember back then, the West Indies were in town, right? The West Indies were great. Pakistan were great. So that was a different time. But at number 3, the one and only Dad Bod Central, Alan Border at number 3. The great Alan Border. AB, they call him. Absolutely incredible. At number 2, 77 of his 168 matches were as captain. The greatest this country's ever produced, and I believe the greatest batsman of all time, but you can argue that all day. People will argue Lara, people will argue Tendulkar, people will argue Cullis. That's fine. I don't mind. Give it to whoever you want. 13,378 runs at a number 51.85. 62% win rate. 62% win rate as captain. Just unplayable, this guy. At number 2, punter, Ricky Ponting. Just an all-timer, right? At number 1, Senzo said it yesterday. I went and looked it up, and I argued for Ponting yesterday on the show. If you haven't listened to the podcast, go and listen to it. But I thought, let me go have a proper look, man. What's Senzo talking about? Because I do believe that this guy was the greatest captain anyway. I just love Ricky Ponting. But the greatest, and it's not close when you delve into the numbers and you get your emotions out of it. 57 of his 168 games as captain. So not too many. It's because they went from dynasty to dynasty, and the spillover was he was a part of Steve Waugh's team for so long, right? Who's at number 2. But, Ponting was in that mix. And then he came from Taylor. That was a dynastic team. So the spillover was that he didn't get to be captain that very long, but he took it to another level. And cricket's never recovered from what Australia did to it for 10 years, solely because of this guy. He changed the culture. If you read his book and you hear what everybody has to say about him, 57 of 168 matches as captain, 10,927 runs as captain. And remember, he batted number 6. That's really important to remember because the amount of rescue innings this guy played, absolutely incredible. And you're not going to believe this part. 7 of 10 games where he played as captain, Australia would win. 71% win rate. No one's close. Not Clive Lloyd, not all those great teams. 71%. That doesn't happen. And cricket is such a difficult sport. You got to twit other countries. And here's what this guy's got that most other guys don't have here. Once you win in India, folks, it takes you a notch up. We've seen New Zealand try to be good for like 15 minutes in this series going on now. India say, all right, we're going to play 11 spinners in the next game. That's what happens. Like, I'm not saying India's doctoring, but we know what happens in India. That is the ultimate test in cricket. And these guys went and did 1-0 because of this man at the front. At number 1, the undisputed, absolute, there is no par, the great Steve Waugh. He's number 1. It's not close. You know what? There's Cristiano Ronaldo and Leo Messi. He is that for captains in Test history. Pick Messi or Ronaldo, like nobody cares. They're both ridiculous. They're not human. This guy is that, and he stands alone, folks, to lead. And people always think this. And Paolo, you work in great environments with people that have done great things, and you've worked in these environments for a long time. People always think being in the best conditions, and Fergie will never get his credit, right? Arrigo Sacchi will never get his credit, and I think Carlo Ancelotti, is that people always say, oh, if you're in a great team, and even Pep doesn't get proper credit for what he did at Barca. People always say when you've got greatness around you, of course it's going to be easy. I always go the other way. When you've got great in-house, you think Xavi doesn't want to be coached? Pep had to keep an eye on Xavi, on Puyol, because these guys are like, no, you need to improve me as well. Which means you've got to be great for 6, 7 of the greatest alphas ever. This cricket team that Steve Waugh had to look after.
He was, bro.
And to keep all in. Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath, Jason Gillespie, Brett Lee. I mean, you're talking about...
My twin brother.
You know, yeah, the great Mark Waugh, Slater. These are the best crickets ever had.
Hall of Famers. And you've got to get a performance out of that.
That's the thing. Who's the alpha? To be an alpha dog amongst those alpha dogs. Imagine telling Shane Keith Warne, go warm up.
It's what Fergie got right and has... It's yet to be repeated in the Premier League. It's what Belichick does for the New England Patriots, and it's why there's only that length of dynasty may never be repeated again. It's to say, gentlemen, leave your ego at home. Don't check it at the door. Because a lot of people say, oh, bro, you must check your ego at the door. Bill Belichick and Fergie said, no. Leave your ego at home. You know why? Is that if you leave it at the door, you might go back and get it. They say leave it at home. So to get alpha male, to get David Beckham, Gary Neville,
Roy Keane,
to say your personal interests do not matter here. You may feel however you want to feel about it. That's fine. Leave once you become too big. Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, Stam. When you start to now feel yourself, you got to go. And that is a phenomenal trait, and it's what this guy had.
It's, I'll never forget. We're going back 20 odd years now, right? It would have been my 2nd or 3rd day working in radio. So now you, as a kid, you love radio, all these people, and you're now starting to, I'm working with these people, right? So there was a radio station in South Africa notorious for bringing in Australians to tell us how to do radio. And I don't know why. Yeah. We pay them a lot of money and listen to them. Anyway, the guy shows me stuff, it's impressive, and I said to him, listen, I've just started in radio. I want to have a long career. I want to be one of the best. How do I do that? And he goes, it's not about, are you a good music programmer? It's not about, are you a good promo writer? It's not about coming up with the greatest content. Forget all that. As your career evolves, you'll move. He said, your number one role, your number one job, your job, all it will ever be, and it relates to so many things. Your job is to learn to manage egos. That's it. Manage yourself, because you I can see you've got a thing about you. You want to be the guy.
Yeah.
Learn how to manage that, and then learn how to manage everyone around you. Because all your job will be, whether it's a client, a radio presenter, a program manager, your peers, staff under you eventually.
Yeah.
Your job is all about managing egos. That's all it is. And it's like
Too
that.
true.
I've held it for 20 years anywhere where I go. It relates to so many things. What do? I manage egos.
Fantastic. Let's finish off that note because I think that is so poignant. That is an awesome, awesome thing to hear. We'll talk more about that on the other side because I think there's a very deep point for all of us to learn from. And if you love sport, I'll tell you something.
Deep point.
People think people are humble and they present however they present. Folks, you want to see young men unleashed, you give them £400,000 a week. There's a people always say, oh, the Premier League always recycles the same managers. You know why? Because there's only one Sam Allardyce who can go and deal with Al Hadji Diouf. People think the 4-4-2 thing is the problem. No, that's not what it is. Everybody there understands what a 3-4-3 is. But now, can you get Al Hadji Diouf to come on time? And when he comes on time, can you get him to say Kevin Davies is the man? Can you do that for 38 games in a season? That will separate you. I absolutely love the point Paolo made there. If you're joining us for the first time on YouTube, folks, this is the MKT Show, of course. You've obviously made that choice already. I don't need to tell you. But if you just tripped on this and it did that auto cue and it sent you here and you're like, what the bloody hell is going on here? I don't know any Portuguese people in Cape Town. If you are here for the first time and that's the kind of sports stuff you thought, hey, I'm here to hear about the Ashes, but you're also going to hear about Portuguese people in Cape Town and their sort of self-hate maybe. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not Portuguese. I'm not going to get involved. Subscribe to the channel because there'll be more stuff. I mean, at some stage, I will tell you that if you want to date a Xhosa woman, we must maybe bring you in-house, have a conference, and give you the dossier, which is about 10 pages long. Which is, by the way, that's the pitch deck. If you want the full thing, obviously you have to unlock it like Scientology. We'll obviously give you the full one for an extra 400,000 Rand. So that's this show. That's this show. And it's called the MKT Show. Planes coming up, other side. Can't stress this enough because now Paolo's in my head. I'm not a what? I'm not.
He's inceptioning you.
I'm not a what though.
You're not what, bro?
Oh, look.
You're testing me now, bro.
I don't want to be a scar.
You make me this
It's not what I want to talk about, but I'm not a what. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a what, but I'm not that.
It's not a crime to be what.
Don't get me started about
Bro.
it.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, incredible stuff. I just want to tell you guys something that happened to me quickly before we get into the Premier League, because obviously that's something that's on TV. I watched, because I got to get into content again. I watched the Thanos movie, but the first one. So the last one's Endgame, hey?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to watch that one because I need to go and see what Salma Hayek's talking about when she says Thanos, he didn't show you nothing. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. But I watched the first one, and
He's blockbuster.
what a load of malarkey. But I do like Thanos.
It's the man. Eh? Did you see what he did to Hulk?
The thing about Thanos is he's not wrong, and that's all his great villains. No, it's all not his great villains.
It's for the greater good.
Because it's about getting balance.
Yes.
And he didn't go, I'm going to kill these people or those people. He just went indiscriminately half the people.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, what, indiscriminately half. So he wasn't genocide.
No.
It's just going,
Balance.
the world is getting destroyed. There are too many
The
people.
universe.
The universe, half.
Yeah. It's a tough decision to make. James, you've seen those movies, obviously. You're definitely a nerd guy who had the worst matric vac I've ever heard about yesterday. That guy needs to... What about the guy in the toilet yesterday? People haven't heard. You need to listen to yesterday's podcast.
Sorry, guys.
James's mate, an hour and a half at a pizza place where they were already
And
too
he was
drunk.
standard, and he came back right as rain. No, he...
Hours later, though, James and the guys are out in Durban now. We're all witch hunt.
Gallivanting.
You know, light the beacons, as they would have said back in the day. Shout out to my man, pops out the bathroom an hour and a half later. How's it, guys? Did you guys? Yeah, I hope you didn't put pickles on my pizza eggs. Jeez, like, pictures up incredible. Some people, but James, Thanos, in your mind, good guy, bad guy? Is he too much into the bling as well? He quite likes those stones, whatever you call them.
I think he's definitely got some problems. But I agree with Paolo. The way he went about it and his overall sort of principle of the thing was pretty what's the word?
Inevitable.
And once he did it, he didn't rule over it. He retired.
Yeah,
he disappeared into his own little hut thingy on another island.
I've done this.
Planet.
But do you know do you know Thanos? Do you know when I knew Thanos was the man? You know the Hulk is crazy. Hulk and Thor going at it. Oh, shook Hulk up a bit. He was Bruce Banner. Disappeared. He was too scared to go green again.
They've made one mistake there. You've got to make Thanos a black guy or like an Arabic guy, because we do bling different. And his bling game is awesome, but I feel like it was just a white guy's voice. That was their opportunity to get a hood guy, not what I'm anticipating in Eternals, where they've got a hood guy, a Mexican lady, Angelina Jolie with a British accent.
But you need that kind of dynamic to bring back Thanos.
Black guy.
No, well, so Josh Brolin was the voice and the mocap, right?
Yeah.
It's Josh Brolin. I feel he's too old to still be called Josh. So he was like he was thrashing, right? So his first movie, he was a skateboarder. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's why he's Josh, bro.
That's why he's Josh. You go, I can do it. Listen, I love thrashing. Oh my God, did I watch that movie on repeat? So it's about skateboarding.
Yes.
But there's a skateboarder, he's Josh.
Yes.
Awesome. You're 60, bro. Like, ripped to hell.
I'm with you.
Okay? He's also in Deadpool. He's action guy. But he's Josh. Surely by now, you're going by Joshua.
Paulo, you're making such an important point.
Yeah.
James, at what age do you think we should stop calling someone Rick and they're Richard? Like, or Ricky? Or like, at what age do I stop saying Matt and, hey, Matthew, how's it going? Like,
I say like 25, 26.
45.
25?
45.
So what do you reckon? Like, from, how old are you now?
No, actually older. Maybe older.
45.
Maybe from like 30.
30.
I think mid-30s.
Yeah. Mid-30s, eh?
I think... no, mid-30s is okay. Mid-40s.
But also you can't...
Wait, when 40s though? Because
45.
mid-40s is from 43 till 48.
Let's go 43.
43.
By 43, you shouldn't be Josh.
So when I turn 43 or when I turn 44? Because it's important. See, there's a lot of vibes in the world now.
I know what you're
I
saying.
like rules, because rules are to protect you from yourself. People
How about
always
this?
think... Yeah.
How about this?
Hit me with it.
43 and a half.
43 and a half. I'm happy with
For
it.
people who celebrate half birthdays, they're the same people who have birthday months. I'm not into people who have birthday months, right?
Because you know what they do?
They get in their feels. They want to own the whole month. Oh, it's my birthday month. July 18th, your birthday. The whole month, birthday.
No. But the guy who was born July 18th deserves a birthday month.
No, it's my... Okay, they're bad dates. Let's go. Okay, August 13th.
No. Why did he turn you so quickly?
It's Mandela Day.
No, Nelson, you got enough credit, pal. You got an airport, you got a whole city after you.
You got a bridge.
A massive statue.
You got
in Santon.
you got the richest square mile in Africa.
No. Listen, like people, we praise people, and he's one of the greatest.
He's
human
on
beings
our
ever
money,
lived.
dude.
He's got enough. No birthday month. I don't care who was born when.
No birthday months.
Because
no.
those
Birthday.
people are the most selfish people possibly in the world.
Yeah.
I have to say this. Now, Paulo, it does put you in a compromised position. People who bring children under the age of 10 to nice restaurants.
Oh, yes.
So those two people I have a special level of hate for. But let's stick to this point here. Have you ever seen how disappointed people are with the birthday month people when you don't come to their fourth celebration?
You know?
Like, it's the third,
You know what I mean?
it's the fourth time they've celebrated now at a different location. Why can't you make it?
Birthday.
And even then, I mean, like, don't get upset with me for not pitching once even. It's not my birthday, it's your birthday.
Anyway.
Every day is your birthday, though.
If you're a 57-year-old Josh and you have a birthday month, turn off now because we don't want you.
So Joshua Brolin, like, let's make that rule.
Joshua Brolin, come on, bro.
Come on, dog.
But I can't picture a 60-year-old Jared.
Why not?
Jared's such a...
Because there's no shortening for Jared.
Jared is a cowboy name though, so I think you could be a 60-year-old.
What are you going to do about Jared Leto? That guy's unbelievable. He's going to be... What, if you knew Jared Leto at 60, would you say, hey,
Listen, the way that guy goes, he's not making 60.
60,
so,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just,
why? Because he's suing everyone and he might have no money left. Or what?
I don't know.
Are you suggesting his lifestyle?
I don't know.
He's
I'm
a
just
cowboy.
making an
He's a real cowboy.
unsubstantiated comment.
James, what do you think
care
of
to
Jared
back
Leto? Now, he's a cult figure for many people. He's gone through the most. Obviously, his band, I think, selling out for 3 years in that documentary. I think it was 3 years, hey, where they didn't make a cent. In fact, they owed the way the contract was set up.
Oh, they hit the worst
30
360.
Seconds to Mars actually, after selling out completely for 3 years, I think, correct me if I'm wrong from the documentary, but even at that stage, after selling out and being top 10 Billboard charts, they owed money to their record label somehow, and Jared Leto tried to sue, made a whole documentary about it. And then he's also an actor, and he's quite good at that as well. Your thoughts on Jared
Oscar
Leto?
winner, dude.
Didn't have many thoughts on Jared Leto until Suicide Squad.
I knew it.
He's actually pretty good at acting. I didn't think he would be.
He's an Oscar winner, dude.
I have thoughts
He
on Jared Leto because I used to watch his first show, My So-Called Life, with
Yeah,
Claire Danes,
yeah.
Jordan Catalano.
Get out
Also-
Jordan
that's him,
Catalano.
dog.
You watch that guy because that guy was gorgeous.
He is.
Like, he's a good-looking man now.
Rayon. He's Rayon.
Jordan Catalano, his first breakout role. He's the first guy that made the denim jacket with the fur.
Yes.
on
Looks
the-
swag.
Hey, he was wearing that, brooding. Oh,
Yeah.
It was like a.
He was rubbish. He was rubbish as Joker, though.
James Dean after James Dean. Oh, it's tough. I mean,
And that was Jordan Catalano, so I've got lots of love for him.
Also, saying he's an Oscar winner isn't.
Did you see what he wanted for?
What do you suggesting?
Let James finish.
What are
this.
you suggesting?
Wait,
Go
hold on.
ahead there, James.
Finish this, James. It's going to be outrageous. Just know you're being set. Just know
You must meme yourself.
this right now is. I'm just warning you. I'm giving you the context.
Yeah.
Used to watch Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Right. This is now. You know when the Wile E. Coyote used to set up a trap.
Yes.
And you could see, oh, the Roadrunner is definitely going to go through it, get what he needs,
Meep,
and the
meep.
trap's going to backfire and smash Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
This is what we're watching right now.
James,
So
please-
James, finish your
Yeah.
thought.
Please go ahead, James.
So, the Oscars have lost a fair amount of credibility
Okay.
In whose eyes?
in a lot of people's eyes.
Who are these? A
A lot of people.
I don't know their names individually.
But what are you saying? Social media, the people who are the people who think less of the Oscars? Like what sector of society? Just give me. Is it social media? Or are you saying Twitter?
I think it's more sort of yes, Twitter, but also people that like do appreciate the craft and the art. of
Okay,
film.
so what you mean is people like you is what you're saying. Let's get to the tachlis here.
So Will Smith, right?
No Oscar.
No, he
No
was Muhammad
Oscar.
Ali,
Yeah.
right? No Oscar. Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
No Oscar.
No Oscar.
£7.
This year, King Richard, hot favorite. Hot favorite. Will Smith is going to go, and the winner is Will Smith. He's going to go,
Nah.
no.
Turn it down.
I don't know.
You
this
can't,
is what James
bro.
is alligating.
That's what he's alligating.
This is the
Leonardo
allegations.
DiCaprio. It took him how long to win an...
I mean,
he had to
maybe
get
shouldn't have one at all. They're a little overrated, Leonardo.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, look, Leonardo
Also
DiCaprio is
Brad
a
Pitt.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's like there's Daniel
The only-
Day-Lewis and then there's the rest of them.
And then there's Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Back to back.
I
Said,
understand-
listen, Philadelphia, and I'm on a run, Forest Run.
but I see what you're saying there.
But you may not like the Oscars, but it is still, for all its problems, the ceremony, whatever the
it's-
stuff is,
It's the highest bar in entertainment.
that's it.
It's
like
the highest bar in entertainment.
you will never decry, no matter how much you try to devalue it, no matter how much they try to tell you the Champions League is better, the World Cup will always be the pinnacle.
Tell me this. This is a good point, James. I like how you framed it. People who appreciate the craft.
I know.
This is the guy who
His
hasn't
old
seen Terminator.
Like his old Fellini.
but
over
what
here.
do they say?
Well, there's so many movies. There's so many movies, James. He hasn't seen Raging Bull. This guy.
Hasn't seen Godfather.
Yeah, the people who appreciate the craft. But James, tell me this. So you're saying, so now are you saying anybody who has won an Oscar before? So let's say now Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously appreciated by industry and people as probably the best to ever do what he does, right?
yeah.
But are you saying now, actually, Daniel, got some breaking news for you. Yeah,
You ain't it.
My left foot, get out of here. That was a terrible performance. Not that good because
Lincoln did.
it means less.
No, that's no. So I'm not saying people who have won Oscars in the past are not deserving of it, but I just
Okay,
feel
whoa. When's the cutoff? So tell me, when did it start mattering less? Would you say when DiCaprio won? When like Meryl Streep? Or,
I will pretty much
yeah.
pin it to the date, the first Oscar ceremony after Twitter. That is the date.
Because also now, once you win an Oscar, your trailers even hit different. Academy Award winner. That's how they announce you.
So, but James, for you, when did you stop taking it seriously? Can you remember, or is it just you feel caught up in it, like you just feel like everyone's saying it? So now
I don't remember exactly, but like, so the point I'm trying to make is, right, winning an Oscar now in today's sort of day and age with like cancel culture and everybody having an opinion on absolutely everything. I just feel like winning an Oscar these days is as much of a feat as it is, comes with so much is it baggage? Because
How so?
But hold on. Do you hold that standard across the board? So let's say now, because
Grammys.
I guess what you're saying.
Grammys are nonsense though.
what
Grammys are crap.
what it is now, right? That's happening is more people are being allowed in, right? And I think what that leads to is now, do we say the new Microsoft CEO? Doesn't mean that much to be a CEO anymore, because I don't know whether the same standards were used as when real CEOs were rocking, or are you saying just for Oscars? Do you know what I'm saying?
do you mean like across the board with film or like?
Well, no, or life in general. Like now, do I say being a CEO means less now because you know the standard has changed, or going to Oxford means less now because it's not like it used to be. It's not as hard to get into Harvard as it used to be. You know, because there are political things at play with all of these things.
Yeah.
Now.
I think a little bit of both. A little bit the Oscars as as an association,
The Academy.
because it's not just one. It's like multiple different guilds within each discipline, right?
Yep.
So I think the Oscars as an association, or the Academy, right? But as well as like just the way, like I say, like cancel culture these days, and everybody having an opinion on absolutely everything that happens, whether it's televised or not. Like everyone has an opinion, and there's always, or not always, but most of the time, there's people that voice that opinion, and then there's just a whole bunch of...
I'm not sure if you realize how deep a point you're making. And you're putting yourself in an interesting position here, James. Because you come from this era, right? So you're not... By the way, you're a zillennial. I know you didn't know that.
Gen Z, yeah.
I did say a
No,
zillennial.
there's no such thing. I trapped you there.
It's a Gen Z,
There's no
dog.
academic term. It's a marketing nonsense term, zillennial. You're Gen Z. Like, stop. It's academically. There is no academic term. I went and looked it up, asked some social science students. It's a marketing term. It's nonsense. There's no zillennial. Stop looking at People
You see, that's where
magazine.
you're wrong, because you asked some social science students and not masters.
Very good. But James, what you're saying now is you are putting yourself in a bit of a position here and backing yourself into the corner, because I don't think you realize what you're saying now. Is you're almost arguing against yourself here. Is now you then need to have this position. Is that more opinion doesn't mean better decisions? Is that what you're saying?
Having an
So you're
opinion
saying
doesn't
let's
mean
keep
expert,
the level of who's allowed to make decisions the same as it's always been, or you have to be saying now nothing means anything, and then that also puts you in a bit of a pickle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you want to think about it maybe a little bit?
I do.
I think it's more of a thing of all of this, whether it's Oscars, Grammys, whatever it is. It's that you've got a pool of people, and young and old. It doesn't.
Yeah.
This is not. It's people.
Yeah.
Mostly on social media, mostly who don't contribute meaningfully to society. They don't create. They
Yeah.
just comment on creations, and they've decided, oh, I
Curators.
don't like the way we come to that decision because we didn't come up with that way to come to that decision.
Yeah.
Even though it's the best way to come to that decision,
Yeah.
even though it's the way that's worked forever to come to that decision,
Even though experts...
even the experts say it's the way to come to the decision, but because we didn't come to that decision, we weren't part of it. Recently, the way they came to that decision, and that is all wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What would you say is better? Ooh, we wouldn't dare do that because then people like us will have a go at what we've done.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
It's easy.
The Twitter police.
It's easy. The Oscars, you don't do it on sales because sales isn't a metric.
Yeah.
It's going. There are people who know much more about films than we do.
Yeah,
A
100%,
guild.
100%.
A lot of people doing
Absolutely.
it who look at all these things and go, we decided based on our skills,
Yeah.
our abilities and our knowledge that these are the best and this is the standard for right now.
The blue chip, yeah.
You on Twitter, just because you go on IMDb and you got a
Rotten
little
Tomatoes.
TV as part of your bio, makes you an expert. I don't care about you.
No.
Because you could not create the thing that awards the creation. So it makes so much sense to throw away an institution for years, and don't throw the diversity and all that, because everyone's changing.
Yes.
We're all changing. We realize that what was 50 years ago can't be now. We're changing. But it doesn't mean we got to break everything down
Absolutely.
because we want to be more inclusive.
Do you know
and
the-
we it's rightfully more inclusive.
Yeah.
But why
With
must we
PC.
break everything down?
Do you know what the thing is?
No need.
Do you know what the thing is now as well? And my problem with what James said is that if the Oscars weren't a thing, right? You can gladly turn down your nomination. There is no actor in the world that's going to say, "Nah, I'm all right with not winning an Oscar."
No, I think, listen, we're in a complicated social time, right? I think people have always been this opinionated on everything.
Of course.
It's just that you couldn't hear 6 million of them at the same time in the Middle Ages. And you couldn't even hear that in the 1980s. Paulo, in our time, if somebody in Iran had an opinion on the Man United left back, I wouldn't know about it. We're going through a revolution where we can just hear people's opinions now.
But that's
all
what-
it is.
It's like
you
Will
say,
Smith said.
Just because there's more opinions, it doesn't mean that what they're saying is right.
But it's like Will Smith said. He said it about racism. He said racism's not getting more. It's not amplifying.
Yeah.
It's just that we've just got the means to document it more.
On everything, though. I mean,
Yeah, but-
fair
yeah,
enough,
but I'm just saying,
racism.
yeah,
Yeah,
but,
no,
dude-
on everything. James, what do you think of that?
So two things.
Yeah.
So Senzo, the other day you and I saw that Drake had turned down his Grammy
noms,
nominations,
yes.
right? And
Oh, what was his reason?
He just says he says the Grammys are nonsense because the one time he had the hottest album, he had the most sales and whatever,
Yeah.
and yeah, they didn't give him an album of the year. It's just like whatever.
See, that's weird as well.
Yeah, but Drake is
That's weird.
music's Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
No.
He will just have a problem with anything.
That's weird. It's weird what he's doing because he is a pop star. Like stop. He is not a cult musician. He's a pop star with a machine behind him. It's weird that,
Bro, he's been on the Billboard charts for 500 weeks.
which is pop star. Like, don't tell me.
500 weeks.
Yeah. So what? That doesn't mean anything. What I'm saying is,
Wow.
don't bite the hand, right? What I'm saying is, you're a pop star. You're making $30 million a year, not because you're special,
and
because
pop
you're part of
star
a machine.
Yeah.
Pop is a break of popular music.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what you're getting into.
That's the weird part.
You're not at Lilith Fair playing a
That's true,
guitar.
though.
You're not busking at the train station. You're a pop star who has been manufactured.
Maybe.
You used to be on a sitcom in Canada.
Degrassi, shout out.
You know what
Wheelchair Jimmy.
you know what you got into.
But maybe, shout out to Drake, this is what he wanted. Because now, he's like, okay,
He's got the clout.
Grammy or the marketing from saying no to a Grammy, it's a new time now. People move different now. People don't go to Sony anymore. ASAP Rocky doesn't go to Sony. He says,
Yeah.
I'm ASAP Rocky. I run the whole thing.
Chance.
And these young kids are different now, Paulo. And it's interesting what James is saying because it's also a commentary on our era. We were like, wow, the Oscars. James and them go, no, I want to watch a YouTube movie. I want to watch the Netflix
Yeah.
guys. And
To a point.
right or wrong, yeah.
To a point, and maybe we're jumping between TV and whatever.
And music, yeah.
You can take, and I guarantee you, any single guy out there, those guys who've released albums on YouTube, self-fund albums, whatever, they will still lose their nut the first time they played on radio.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Right?
No, you're right.
Obviously.
So for all that,
It's like what Travis Scott was saying. He's saying like, because now new age, these guys now who are rapping and stuff, they get called SoundCloud rappers.
Uh-huh.
Travis Scott was like, wait, hold on, pause. It's not that we're SoundCloud rappers. It's just that now when I want to do a song and it's hot,
Yeah.
I can just put it on my laptop and I can just go.
But Paulo, to what you're saying, and I think to what Senzo's saying, you've taught me a great lesson because I'm digital obsessed. Like I fall more to the I don't listen to radio, I don't listen to any of this stuff. So I've felt myself become obsessed with digital sort of on-demand consumption. But you've taught me a great lesson is that and I know in my heart of hearts it's a dangerous thing to do, to always say definitely this or definitely that. Actually, you've taught me so much in our over the last 2 years that we've known each other. Guys, the sweet spot is somewhere in between, where traditional meets digital. And I think that's a good lesson for all of us across the board, or it's certainly been a good lesson for me. And I think we need to be careful of, I'm Drake, I'm rejecting the institution, is that will always have its place. Systems will always beat individuals. I know,
Yes.
especially men always think, I'm the one to beat a system. You're not. No one's beating Oxford, guys. You're
No,
not beating Oxford. Learn the rules and play.
It's process over people.
Play the game.
You ever seen Guy Ritchie's Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
He speaks about this brilliantly, and he says, you know, he's always arguing against, and in this he puts it far better than I will now. I may be misquoting him. He says, you know, people say hate the player, don't hate the game, or whatever it may be, or don't hate the player, hate the game. He says, no, don't hate the game. Learn the rules, and play the game. That's what he says. He says, I want no excuses around me. He says, no, don't hate the game. Learn the rules, play the game. Otherwise, don't play the game.
You knew what you signed up for.
Across the board. And I thought, bloody hell, this guy's good. And he convinced me to get a suit as well, that guy. The way he talks about a suit.
Oh, the guy loves the suit.
I haven't worn a suit since I was 18 years old. Like a full suit.
What, so do you go to people's weddings dressed in...
Go ahead. No, finish that question.
There's another Wile E. Coyote road
I want to hear it. I want to hear what he's...
in tracksuit and stuff, no tie, like, you would, like, come on, bro. Umdal. Your mom would tell you, umdal.
So what should I go dressed in?
Huh? Suit, man.
If I came to your wedding, what do you...
Huh? Okay, I'm wearing a tux because it's my wedding.
No, I didn't ask about you. I'm asking about me.
Yeah.
Because I've taken a holiday now to come to you to make an
Wear a
impossible
suit.
promise. Probably divorce 60% of the time. But
Wear a suit.
so you're going to demand that people wear a suit?
Yeah, wear a tie at least.
And you are dead right, by the way. I had to be micromanaged for this wedding. A friend of mine said he sent me a direct message the day he proposed. There are going to be none of your, because I'll wear a dashiki
Who do you think
with
you're
sneakers.
at my wedding?
I've been wearing that to weddings forever. In fact, I have one shirt that I've worn to the last 15 weddings, like a summery, flowery shirt. He micromanaged me in particular. I'm aware of this because they also spoke about it on a group that I'm not a part of. And Guy said to me, has Patrick messaged you yet? He messaged me. And then I messaged him last week and I said, think of going looking for a suit for your wedding. It's next week.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm thinking Adidas, top and bottom matching. What are your thoughts? And I just want to get a heat meter. And he said, freezing cold. He sent me the freezing cold image. So I'm getting
And that's a serious guy.
And my suit's ready, right?
And that guy, that guy's a serious guy.
Although I may turn it around. I may pitch up there.
I did.
Adidas top, Nike bottoms.
Right?
I asked you, did you run?
Get him.
Get him.
But also you can spin it because you say, yeah, no, I ran you.
There's so many ways I can spin it. But Guy Ritchie, he's the guy. Hey, interesting stuff. I mean, we were going to talk about La Liga and Barcelona and their situation, but this was way more interesting.
Like I said to you yesterday, is that this sports show is like, I said to him, you'll relate, right? It's like drinking at old parks, right? There's sports there.
But
So, did you go to old parks? Yes. Did you partake in sports? Sports was there.
there was sport.
There was sport there.
I was in and around.
That's what this show's around. It's like
Sports
drinking
adjacent.
at old parks, yeah. There's sport there.
It's like going to the cricket. So people don't watch cricket, go to the cricket.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's what the show's like.
'Cause, like-
Going to cricket on a Friday.
So like, yeah, I took someone to the cricket that's never watched cricket. They're like, what's the cricket like? I'm like, just picture Big Bri.
yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. James, you ever been to the cricket?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
cricket?
Say again?
Which cricket? T20.
Yeah, we
Yeah, nah,
went to a couple of games. Went to one of the Proteas games where they played in pink, which was
Oh, pink
cool.
tit.
Whoa, were they wearing white clothes or was there some color there? Because
No, they were wearing pink.
ODI.
So ODI, okay, or T20, yeah.
Potato, tomato.
No,
No.
They wear white clothes sometimes in cricket.
But also you can't go to the T20.
But that's Test cricket, right?
That's a test for you.
This is a sports show, by the way. This is a sports show. Incredible scenes. It's the MKT show. Still not sure why Thanos gets the rap he does. I mean, it's tough because that... By the way, Peter Dinklage is in that film. I absolutely love that. I love that guy. Why did they get him to play a dwarf in that as well? Is that a
But he
little
was a
insulting?
giant. He was giant.
He was a giant dwarf.
Giant dwarf.
There's quite a lot of comedy in that movie, which is weird.
A lot, bro.
But it's made for kids. Made by Disney. Of course, it's going to be.
There's some
lol.
swearing in there, though.
Not much. Though.
Nah, it's not
There's
hardcore,
a couple of S's.
Do kids swear earlier in life now?
Yep.
They come out swearing. That's so effing dark in there.
F off, bro.
It's like, you know, they say play Mozart to your kid.
I'm with you.
But now you're playing Chappelle and,
Yeah.
you know, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart.
That's very true.
Playing trap.
Okay, so kids are swearing. Okay, now then it
Come
makes
out
sense.
swearing.
Yeah.
Thanos' arm gets chopped off in that movie. He goes for the head in the end. I mean, am I spoiling the movie for people who haven't seen
You watched the last one.
If you haven't.
No. I haven't seen the last. I watched the second last one.
Yeah.
No, you watched the last one.
You watched the Civil War, the one where I am Iron Man. You watched that
Oh,
one?
is that the beginning?
No, that's the one. Which one did you
No,
watch?
he chops his arm off in the last one. Hey.
Yes. So
Yes, at
Yeah.
the beginning of when they go and find him at the garden, and then he goes for the head.
and then
yes.
Thor's in his fields.
And then he doesn't have the bling. But I've only seen the beginning of that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But on the last one, that glove's awesome, dude. Shout out Peter Dinklage. Makes that glove's amazing. I love the way it does.
Iron Man made that glove again.
It's a gauntlet.
Is it called a gauntlet?
Gloves are for
Children.
dictators. Gauntlets are for world eaters.
Universe eaters.
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
James, you into Infinity War, Endgame, what?
Yeah, it was an experience and a half.
Yeah.
Now, you might be able to explain this to me.
I mean,
Why did they
I'm
give
gonna
Cumberbatch, who's one of the most famous British people in the world, and they've made the same mistake with Angelina Jolie
Yeah.
in the Eternals one?
Yeah.
Why does Cumberbatch need to be American? He's one of the most famous British people.
So it's funny you say that because Marvel is the same company that keeps hiring a British dude to play a dude from Brooklyn.
Why do they do that?
The
Honestly.
last
Well,
two
because-
Spider-Man
Yes. That is.
they've
they've been
Andrew
British
Garfield and
dudes.
Tom Holland are
They've been
British.
British dudes.
Well, I mean, the characters, the genesis of it is obviously, I mean, all comic books are social commentary.
Yes.
And all comic book artists lived in New York. So that's why all of them are in New York.
Yeah.
You can't have Doctor Strange. I mean, he was a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You can't now suddenly go, if the actor's right, get him to change his accent because he's so linked into New York. The same as Spider-Man. I would
Queens.
rather have a British actor
Yeah, you're
as
right, actually.
Spider-Man than a New Yorker. Because Tom Holland is Spider-Man. He is Peter Parker.
Yeah, because he's
and
a kid.
He's perfect.
He's a kid. Because the thing is, like, do not used to throw me about Spider-Man. You have these 30-year-old oaks playing Spider-Man. Peter Parker's a
He's a
kid in high
child,
school.
yeah.
He's a kid in high school.
No, but hold on.
I think Marvel got enough diversity issues before you start worrying about British in New York. I mean,
Yeah.
they're busy fixing out Shang-Chi and all the problems they had
Black
with Asian
Panther.
representation, Black Panther.
Panther, yeah.
So I think they've got bigger problems in
Where
New
they're
York.
speaking
accents.
closer. Come on.
Well, they try. Yeah. Before it too. I saw that on... Because I haven't seen Black Panther, but on, obviously...
The memes.
Infinity War, whatever. That's
Yeah.
the second last one.
Yeah.
Because then
Endgame.
the black cat guy's in it.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Black Panther, he didn't spend 15 years at superhero school to be called Cat. I think
Oh,
that was
Black
it.
sorry.
Panther.
Black Panther,
He
sorry.
graduated to Black Panther.
But I hear a little bit of closer because John Carney's in there.
Yeah,
and apparently he did that on set. He taught them.
He taught them, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of like mfuwe too. They use the Sutu blankets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Come on.
There's a few. I think there's 3 South African actors in Black Panther.
And the lady who's the like lead warrior lady, which says goodbye, she says in Zulu as well.
No.
Yeah, it's just a mix.
Babes Wodumo is on the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
Babes Wodumo's on the soundtrack. They're playing Babes like when they're giving him the new suit and like
when they're going to the
they're
lab.
playing Kom. They're playing Kom, bro.
It's a new time. But what you're saying now makes it even less acceptable what's happening in the Eternals trailer. Because now I've got Hispanic sounding hood guy, and then I've got Angelina Jolie who's got a British accent. So why didn't they just keep it American? Is what I'm
Because
saying.
Angelina. So again, it's just this whole they're trying to, and it's right. I think it's important for kids to see themselves in superheroes. So they're going to get some right. They're going to get some wrong.
They're trying to make
Global.
As Paulo said, no, they're trying to make them relatable
To the
to the average person.
because there's a fever in the air.
You know what I mean?
We'll change now or be like James.
I mean, Black Panther culturally, I think, is more important
Potent,
as a
a
film than as a
yeah.
superhero movie.
Yeah, of course, because like there's only one white person in Black Panther,
And he's the villain.
and he's the villain.
Is he the guy with the arm chopped off?
The guy
Oh
that
no, it was
sounds-
Martin Freeman, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, is he a good guy? I haven't seen Black
He's
Panther.
Andy Serkis, the guy who's always the mocap guy. He's Gollum, and he's
Yeah.
always in the mocap suits.
Who's the guy with the arm chopped off in Infinity War that's living there?
Yes, that's were you talking Winter Soldier
Winter Soldier.
No.
with the long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bucky Barnes.
that's
I have
Bucky
no
Barnes
idea.
and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Captain America's best friend.
Jeepers.
Stephen
He's 100
Rogers.
years old, he says.
Yeah.
That guy.
I can
Because
do
he was
this.
also Frozen.
I can do this all day. I know.
It's so confusing. There's too many heroes. I'm just trying to catch
Ask
up.
me, I'm into it.
Oh, really?
No, no,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do
Yeah.
more. I tell you what, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So this weekend, I'll make sure to finish off Endgame. Right?
But which ones have you seen though? Which one?
No,
have you-
just I'm just doing these two. Like
Please watch
already,
Civil
I'm
War.
bored. No, I'm already bored.
You'll enjoy Civil War though.
I'm bored. I'm doing it because I want to be a professional. 2022, I need to watch more stuff.
Endgame, yeah.
There's no way I'm watching all of the earlier ones. No way. No way. My favorite was Wolverine until they made the 15th one, and then I was like,
Oh wait,
I'm out.
Logan.
No, it's just too much. Like after 3, it was great, and then it's now they got
Yeah, the X-Men franchise is a mess.
now.
Now it's a mess.
Having said that, right, I do know the one guy, and I don't know if I've told the story before, but I knew him back in the football days, and now he's becoming the guy who's playing Venom right now. We used to party back in the day in
Are
the
you
UK,
serious?
and he once came to visit in Cape Town, and I did insult him a little bit.
Did he?
What did you say?
Are you trying? Who are you trying to name drop now?
I know who's, bro. It's obvious.
No, but let me tell you the story.
Who, Bane?
No, let me just tell
Who,
you.
Bane?
Let me just tell you what happened.
This guy knows Bane.
The guy who was the only modern day, because you know what I think of Daniel Craig as what's it, right?
Yeah.
As Bond. Terrible. He's a
Yeah.
bouncer in a suit. Terrible. Get him out. It's too short as well. Anyway, so I once watched Under Duress. What's the movie with DiCaprio where he won the Oscar again?
Revenant.
Revenant. I once watched that Under Duress. Again, a lady involved. Only reason I watched it,
Sure.
okay? She was out of my league. I've done this a lot. I've watched a lot of terrible movies.
As you should.
But I didn't realize he was the bad guy in that. So then, when with the Cape Town thing happened, he's like, okay, cool. I've got a mate in town. So, like, let's go to a nice restaurant. So I'm like, okay, sweet. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. So we go for steak, take them top of the pops. But when they pitch up in their car, guy winds his window down. That's Pierce Brosnan. That's his mate who's in Cape Town. I was like, oh! So I forced him, you go sit in front. I want to talk to Pierce Brosnan.
Are you
'Cause I
serious?
already know. Well, I
you
knew
the real Bond.
Oh,
The real Bond. Tomorrow never dies.
now I'm annoying Pierce Brosnan, who is in. By the way, plays in London. Know that guy. Pierce Brosnan loves Cape Town.
Yeah. No, all of them do. A mate of mine saw.
Brad Pitt as well. London.
Yeah.
Once saw him on.
A mate of mine.
on
A mate
beach.
of mine saw thing. He saw who's this? He saw Denzel Washington in a club, and he was dressed like a normal guy. And he looks at him, and Denzel's like,
Be cool. Be
and
cool.
then do you know what Denzel did?
Yeah.
Said, come sit in VIP with me, and they bought. He bought all the drinks
amazing.
because he was wearing a cap and stuff. And he's like, oh,
Denzel.
and she's like,
Yeah.
because he was shooting a Safeguard,
Oh, I haven't seen it.
the one where with Ryan Reynolds and they in Cape Town.
No, I haven't seen it, but I do love.
I've
Who doesn't
known
love
this guy for 2 years.
Yeah.
We have spoken about James Bond infinite times.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell you make Bond.
I think I probably met you first 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're almost like on it was around about November, December I
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
met you. We have spoken about James Bond infinite times, and today's the first time you tell me you met Pierce Brosnan.
I did meet him, and we also like it was weird because I got to kind of hang out with him for that week, and he's like an awesome guy. I like.
Who's cooler, Bane or
I don't know. The thing is, so the way I reconnected, and the guy I'm talking about is Tom Hardy, by the way. So the way I reconnected was a friend of mine when I was doing it in the UK, who's in the party industry. I'm still very close to her, and she said he's coming to town, and I hadn't seen him in years since those days. So it was more like acquaintance back then.
Yeah.
I'm not pretending I'm best mates with Tom.
Yeah.
This time when he was in town, it's like, okay, I live here now, and boom, 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 and I got a friend in town. They were promoting something they were doing. I didn't realize this, and it just happened that Pierce Brosnan was the guy. Anyway, my point of this whole story was, I didn't realize that he was in that movie. And while we were at dinner, I was telling the story about this girl and me in this movie, and I was like, "Oh, it's a terrible movie." And what's it called? And then I started. DiCaprio is the lead, and then I got Pierce Brosnan loving it. Like, because I've got no idea. I had no idea that Tom Hardy.
Also, you got no filter, but anyway.
No, I'm going, terrible movie. I had to sit through this thing. And I heard it was so expensive, and I said, oh no, I'm in it. I said, oh, sorry.
Must have been when I was sleeping.
Anyway, my point is, he's in Venom now. I got to watch that, because, I know.
Because he's going to WhatsApp you, hey, what do you think about my movie?
I don't have his number anymore, but I can email him. Say, but I'm not going to make a comment. So now I'm a bit trapped. Don't do it. How bad? James, you seen Venom?
Terrible.
Not the new one, no.
Seen the old one?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
The first one pretty good, actually.
What?
So I should watch it.
I think it's
Oscar worthy.
No, don't be silly.
Oh, why would it matter, James? I mean, it means nothing.
Oh yeah, why would it matter?
I just give the guy.
That's where we are.
James, I nearly got you. Let's get back to some football.
Honestly.
ECA La Liga.
Uh-oh.
This weekend. But before we get into whatever's happening in La Liga this weekend, so obviously Madrid derby this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Not sure if people are aware of that.
Yeah.
What would we say? Top 5 derby in European football?
It has to be.
Yeah.
It is, huh?
Has to be.
No? Well, although that's tough because you got to say Barcelona. Is Barcelona Real Madrid a derby, or are people trying? Because Catalonia,
spiritual derby.
That's what I'm saying. So in
like Liverpool, like Liverpool United.
Yeah.
That
Spiritual
Northwest
derby.
derby is not derby. Actually, derby.
Actually, Dave.
It's a derby. Actually, derby.
Nah, but we've got the realest one though.
Who that?
Oh. Our derby's the realest, dude.
In England, Europe.
Probably in the world, bro.
Come on.
Must I tell you why? No, it's because of the story.
Wait, what? United?
No.
Liverpool?
No. Chiefs Pirates.
You mean in the world football?
Yeah, because of the storyline, bro.
What's
Because of the storyline.
how it started? How
Because of
Kaizer
the
Chiefs
story.
came to be?
Yeah, because of the storyline and the way they literally it's a stone throw away. Literally.
But then Everton fans might say, we got that is how we can see those guys. Stanley Park just over there.
They can see each other as well.
What do you think? Pirates Chiefs?
I suppose there's
there an argument?
It's debatable because I think the Glasgow derby is very split on religious
Religion,
grounds. I think what makes derbies interesting is when you can go, there are fans of both teams living in the same house.
Yes.
Right? That's what because Liverpool, Everton, it happens. Chiefs, Pirates, it happens. Sporting, Benfica, it happens.
Inter Milan.
Inter and AC Milan. Maybe not so much, but
yeah,
to a
yeah,
degree.
yeah.
Atletico, Real are rich versus poor. Boca, River Plate are rich versus poor. And so I think, it's always interesting because that's what makes a derby. It goes, the real rivalry is that even within kids, the brother supports one, the sister supports the other, and that's when you go, because that's a close derby. It's not.
Yeah, my brother supports Chiefs.
Religion.
My dad supports Pirates.
Have I told you? I'm pretty sure I've told you guys what happened with my one cousin while I was at home. I'm sure I don't want to bore you guys if you remember it.
No, I don't.
James, have I told you the story about Pirates, Chiefs, and what happened with my dad and my cousin?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. No.
They said go home.
They lived quite far as well. Like I'd say, like a 20-minute drive, right? And they came. I mean, I grew up the road here, and. Yeah, no, they're at the house. And also, it's quite a schlep to get into the place where I grew up.
Yeah.
So it's not just like you come in
schlep,
and you're not just at the... We're not opening the gate
Oh
for you.
boy, it's a thing.
You got to come in the gate.
Things
And
get
even back then,
tagged.
they were scanning people.
Yes, yeah.
And now and it's like game time, eh? He's coming there in his
possibly
Kaizer Chiefs
Saturday?
shirt, right? Kaizer Chiefs shirt. My dad says,
Not here. We don't do that here.
as the great Sir Ian McKellen said, you shall
shall
not
not
pass.
pass.
And the guy had to go home. No, like not play, go home. Yeah, so it's real. I mean, a lot of people won't know about it globally, but Pirates and Chiefs, very real thing. But before we get into, I want to talk more about La Liga because there's a situation happening now.
Okay.
Have you ever seen somebody who you had a crush on let's say maybe in high school. I mean, Paulo, you married the person you had a crush on in high school.
Ah, my guy.
I married the person that had a crush on me.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
James, phone the BP down the road. I'm coming in for flowers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope you, James, Paulo, you're not welcome to stay at my house this weekend. Once your lady sees this show,
Damn it.
once your beautiful wife sees this show.
Paolo, you're welcome at my house.
Thanks, James.
Although I'd be very careful with that because even his own mum wouldn't stay at his house. So Paulo, you don't know how bad that accommodation.
His house is 7 minutes down the road from me, he told me. So
It's true.
after I'd been in traffic for an hour.
Slum
I
village.
don't live far away.
Yeah.
No, should be late. Now you can't be late ever, James. Now that I know it's 7 minutes away.
You said,
although coming out of
you've
Mad
always-
Max must be rough.
But you've always known I live down the road.
Yeah, but I didn't bring the sort of Mad Max
So
context.
you said,
into it.
ever seen a girl? Ever seen
Yes,
a girl
yeah,
that you
yeah.
like?
So why are we crushing on Barcelona? Is this Barcelona you're trying to
Yeah,
make?
Yeah.
because you ever seen somebody you found attractive? So Paulo, you're out. I mean, you married her. It
Yeah.
never happens. You're Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan. Awesome. Good for you. Whatever, Paulo. Good for you for being happy, Paulo. Now, let's go to the people who don't know what happiness is. Senzo, James, you ever seen somebody who maybe in high school you thought,
Yeah.
like that person would never talk to me. Like I don't even exist to them. She's so beautiful, right? And then you see them 10 years later and you're like, what happened? That is how Xavi feels right now. That's how Xavi Hernandez feels. Like, how's it so different? Like,
You've changed. Do you know what it is? I'll tell you what the analogy is. It's the girl that everybody, you know,
or guy, by the way.
oh guy.
Yeah.
And then they went to like a private school. Mm-hmm. And then they go to UCG, Rhodes or Stellies. Now they don't wear shoes anymore.
You think that's...
Michael House.
Yeah.
We were-
Second-rate Midland school, yeah.
We were in Midlands once. We were in Midlands once for a weekend, and we went to one of the local restaurants. There's not much to choose from, and there
Most
was
of
a
them are
guy
cults.
sitting at the door, and he had a very expensive dog.
Yeah.
But he was like barefoot, right? And it was like August when you shouldn't be barefoot,
Barefoot,
yeah.
especially
in the Midlands.
Especially in the Midlands.
100%.
Big jacket, but exactly the guy you're talking about. Long hair, bit ratty, white guy dreads. Shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's appropriation. Don't really do that.
Yeah.
But bare feet, and we're like, definitely Michael House guy, living off parents' trust fund. He
Yes,
came here as boarding
yes.
school,
Yeah.
but instead of coming back to Joburg, working for Investec or going to London, he's like, no, I like this. I'm gonna stay here.
And he plays hacky sack.
Daddy's paying everything. Maybe I'll sell some art at the market on Sundays.
100%.
And I'll just sit here. So that guy,
Yeah.
that guy that was sitting there that day, him, but female him or her. Whatever.
Yeah, well, there's a natural cycle for that. Just so you know what the Midlands guys, trust fund kids get up to. You go from there, you go and hide at Rhodes for a while in Grahamstown,
Yeah.
which James isn't next to Stellenbosch.
Stellenbosch.
I don't really want to get into that. Yeah, so James, incredible stuff. Guy went to St. Stithians, by the way. Didn't know the difference between Stellenbosch on the west coast and Grahamstown on the east coast. But anyway, I don't want to rehash the past. James, there is no past. There is only today and tomorrow. I get that whole
And
thing.
there is now.
And what they do is they leave the Natal Midlands. They go on a rager at Matric Vac, and then they go to Rhodes and they hide there and they continue the rager and fake a degree for like 3 months or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Generally, they fail. I mean, having said that, that's what I did in PE. I did fail 2 years of a rather simple degree. I mean, chemistry is not that hard. But they go and hide there. And then what they do is straight after that, then they go back to the life you're talking about. So I just want to explain to you the life cycle of the trust fund kid from the Midlands. So totally hear you. Xavi Hernandez is stunned right now. Like, what do you think? Paulo, tell me what do you think he's thinking? Because he's not that far removed.
Do you know, I read something yesterday. There was such an interesting way to put it, right? Barcelona is such a catalogue of problems that how this article described it is that it's not even a car crash you look at anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you drive and there's a car
Just
crash.
gets it.
You look, oh, geez, what's happening? It's something you don't even look at because you're like, probably bumper, but whatever. They become
Fender bender, yeah.
They become such a problem, and I love it. You know why I love it?
Likewise.
Because I hate these football clubs that try to sell us Meske und club DNA. It's nonsense.
More than a football club.
It doesn't exist,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Nike were the first person that went to go put it into Barcelona and try to shove it down our throats that this is more than a club.
Yeah.
La Masia,
Yeah.
this factory of talent. No. Like any academy of your size, you're producing one first team ready player every 5 years.
Yeah.
You happened upon a group at once.
Yes.
like class of 92.
Yes.
Many teams do it. But you try to shove it down our throats, shove it down our
This
throats.
is what we do here.
Timing was right. La Liga was all over TV gratefully. Social media was there to push
Absolutely.
it. You had the emergence of the best player ever. You had the emergence of this generational manager. But it goes, it's fine, right? But it's not what you are. You were a marketing construct. And now they're trying to solve new problems with old solutions, right? And it's not working. Xavi will never succeed. I'm sorry, he will not succeed. He will not be Guardiola. He's not bringing back the glory days because guess what? Barcelona won their first European Cup in 1992. Was it 92 or 94?
94.
No, 94.
92. No,
94 they got
hammered by Milan. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
1992 for a club that size. Most of their success, the majority of their trophies, Champions
It's
League,
new age. It's new money.
all been won now.
True.
Barcelona are reverting to what Barcelona always were.
That's true, though. You're right. And they were nowhere in La Liga. Ronaldo's got as many Champions Leagues as Barcelona Football
Right?
Club.
So to watch what's happening now, despite this marketing construct in the middle that was built around a group, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of people who don't know pre-Barcelona.
Yeah.
And pre-Barcelona was good.
Yeah.
It's legendary. They were great players.
Yeah.
They were a great era.
But they weren't Madrid. You're right.
They weren't this.
Yeah.
They weren't what they became. And they're probably reverting back to what they were.
We are what we are. And listen, Mia and Mia, the Bayern Munich will tell you, is that an interesting part of what you're saying, right, is there's always an argument of, is the copy better or worse than the original ever? And I think what people don't realize is, like, people are going, "Oh, I can't believe, to your point, I can't believe how good these Ajax guys are. Like, how they keep producing these young kids. This is how they started. Paulo has a great saying, start how you intend to go on. Ajax have been doing this.
It's not new.
Because now Ten Hag's got a whole new bunch of kids from when Ziyech and them were doing it. When was that? 2 years ago. There's a whole...
They've moved on. De Jong.
There's
what's
two
gonna happen?
players from that Champions League semi-final team that were Lucas Moura away from the final. There are two players
Yeah.
that have carried Danny Blint and Tadic.
Tadic, yeah. Dusan Tadic, yeah.
But have you heard people now? Ten Hag is unbelievable. No. This
They've
is
been doing it.
60s, 70s. Go look up a guy called Louis van Gaal who Man United tried to ruin.
And
Go see what he did with 19-year-olds.
It's not Ten Hag, right?
No!
That structure.
the
they got
system.
Mark Overmars. They got Van der Sar.
Bergkamp.
Those two, they'll move out. New ones will come in. Ten Hag will go, not do as well anywhere else because it's such a specific system.
Yep.
It's niche, yeah.
Right? The next one will come in. And they'll just keep going because this is who they are.
And you never hear them going more than a football club. They say, we build our stadium here, there's the academy over there, the rest you guys can come and watch.
Listen, I dare say, and you have to say it watching what's happening, Ajax have got to be the best run football club in Europe. Them and Bayern Munich.
Maybe,
Yeah.
you know what, I would even say to Ajax, you know,
Phenomenal football.
maybe
Honestly,
sometimes getting too rich is a problem in football.
Yes.
Because it happened to Barcelona was the money almost came too quickly. Like you said, when Barca
Lottery winners.
put the foot down, now the internet came. Now global viewing came. And it was almost like, now we haven't been exactly what you might call the premium product, but now we've got premium money to match up to what we think of ourselves. Not what we are. Ajax are going, we're not interested in going big. You see how they're like, that's not their thing. We know, and you're not going to come in here and inject into
Were
us.
they part of the Super League conversations?
Absolutely
They
not.
weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't. They weren't.
But look at around Europe now. And you have to say, to your point, since the 80s, it's looked the same. Barcelona try to copy paste. Something's missing, guys. Something like something missing. So, but what do you think? I'd love to be Xavi right now, is because his heart's involved. And it's what I admire about Pep. Pep's heart's never involved anywhere, is one thing I've seen about him. Is
Not
that
even at Barcelona.
he says, I'm at work. And that's almost impossible. Pep says, I'm at work. Xavi feels a little more like he hasn't had enough time away from it for it to be his job. And to your point is, I just hope he doesn't think we're going to just find another Busquets. We're going to find another
Messi.
another Busquets, another Puyol, another Valdez. I just hope he doesn't fall into that trap because now he saw Pedri and think...
And he sees Gavi floating
yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
And you know why I don't think he's going to... Well, why I think he's going to fall into exactly that trap. As much as we laugh, this Danny Alves thing.
Yes.
What's up with the reboot? Why reboot it? Why?
Move on,
What
bro.
are you trying to do? What is it? Do you want your friend? It just shows a lack of new ideas.
Yeah.
Trying to go back to the past, trying to do what worked. And Xavi, my guy, please, as I sit here in jean pants, you are the manager of Barcelona. Get yourself some chinos.
Honestly,
Can't be rocking the bomber jacket open
Come
with a
on.
white shirt. But
And
With
they're
kicks, bro.
distressed jeans, bro. Like, I'm all about formal sneakers. Like, a lot of managers do
yeah.
it.
but try, dude.
Arteta, just phone Arteta. Say, guy, you're obviously doing this.
Scott Parker, get him in there. Consult.
Scott
Pep. Phone
Parker's
Pep.
Scott Parker's flamboyant. Pep's flamboyant. Arteta, tidy.
Simple.
Tidy.
You can't rock the bomber.
You
he looks
can't
like
be
he's gonna drop
Barcelona manager.
You can't be dropping an album.
Oh,
soon.
guy.
Mixtape.
He looks like.
The mixtape is coming out.
You're not going to Billy the Bums.
How do you explain Billy the Bums to international viewers? But James, Billy the Bums. Give me a
Go.
quick synopsis.
Wow.
Not quick. This is not quick.
Can I hop in? Can I
Yeah,
hop in?
you
Right.
need to. James wasn't
Okay,
ready.
I
James,
think you need to
come at the hour,
mention
come at the man. You
We-
got to
you
be
know-
ready.
No, I
Listen.
just think.
Sorry, James,
Paolo's-
your chance is gone. Your chance.
I just think.
James, you've been
Paolo's
buzzed out.
better
You've been
at-
buzzed out.
You're
James,
the
you've been
weakest
buzzed
link,
out
goodbye.
because you weren't ready. You
You're
should
the
have
weakest
been
link,
ready.
goodbye.
Paulo, it's you now.
We're all pseudoscientists, and
Yeah,
we've seen, we
James
watch a
Fay,
lot of
sorry.
TV, scientists looking in microscopes, looking at things, and they're looking at the COVID-19 virus.
Yes.
All variants,
Yeah.
Delta, Omicron, whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine you're looking at a flu virus through a microscope, one you've never seen before, one that's got all these mutated spike proteins. Okay? Everyone's got that in their mind,
By the way,
right?
great reference there.
Everyone's got that in their mind. Look into that and go, this is a cesspit of human evolution.
Yeah.
That's Billy the Bums.
That is Billy the Bums.
No, listen, not necessarily Billy the Bums, a lot of clientele. So I think let's separate the clientele. It's the place you go when you first get divorced.
Yes. Go on, Paulo.
This is not news, okay?
Yeah.
It's the place you go when you're last chance saloon.
That's it.
It's so Billy the Bum is actually a great establishment.
Yeah, it
great
is.
Shout out Bob
music,
Skinstead, Hilton
cool
guy, by the way.
venue. You know,
Yeah.
it's really cool. And I know the guys are going through a little bit of a trouble, like all nightclubs now. So we shouldn't knock them. The clientele are those guys. It's the place you go when you've been around to all the classy places, not
it's-
come right.
Yeah.
Is say
It's
I'm
Hail
not
Mary.
gonna-
It's your Hail
the
Mary.
Hail Mary.
It's your Hail Mary.
Whether it's a hookup or a fight.
Yeah.
It's your
It's
Hail
your Hail
Mary.
Mary. I was not at Billy the Bums, at a restaurant in the same complex. A car caught fire outside Billy the Bums, and nobody batted an eyelid. Right? This is the.
No, I want a double. Bro, your car's on fire. Doesn't matter. But
doesn't matter.
you have Red Bull. That's
Come on,
it.
happy hour. Happy
I'm
hour.
having my girl.
I can't leave now. Insurance will claim in the morning.
So it's more Billy the Bums as a venue, great venue. Lots of cool DJs
The
play
clientele.
there. The clientele is sometimes not top class.
So you're suggesting Xavi,
Sometimes, all
you're
the
not going
time.
there.
You're not going there, Xavi. It's not your Hail Mary.
I mean, the great Pep Guardiola described it as, because they asked Pep, why do you dress like that? Like why do you? He said, no. Here's what you must understand about Catalunya. We're the home of culture. This is a theater. He says practice is practice, right? When I come to a football match, Pep says I view it as I'm putting on a theater show. Because he says when I go to the theater, I don't dress. You've seen how Pep does it.
Yeah.
So that's what he says. Xavi, maybe you understand that, pal. Maybe you listen to Paulo and Pep Guardiola. Do you kind of look like Pep Guardiola?
Xavi's got a
Am I
small
saying all
front-
bald people look the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter
You're
even though
baldest.
said it the other day. She goes, "Oh, his eyebrows are bushier than yours, but you do look similar."
Okay, so me and the great Diaz Jr. agree. So she said she had an idea for us. She said broadcasters.
Yeah, she
if
called
that's
us
not great.
broadcasters.
How old is she?
11.
If, at 11. So me and a child genius, right, are saying the same thing. You look like Pep Guardiola. Maybe he should listen to you and your
But
doppelganger.
that guy makes me nervous. Like when you look at him watching
Xavi or Pep Guardiola?
Pep Guardiola watches a game. He's a nervous wreck, eh?
No, he's all in. Listen,
Like,
no, he's all in. That's called being all in.
yes, bro. Bro, relax. You doing okay?
You're okay.
Oh, no. Winning is, I don't relax. I want to win all the time. And I expect to win, by the way. I don't celebrate that either. Xavi Hernandez needs to, I'm with you. Come on, bro. I saw the outfit as well. And also, like, cut the hair. Like, I'm tired of the spikes when you're a player cool.
With the gel, bro.
Get
Who
it
saw you
together
with gel
now.
It's such a stupid thing. It really is a stupid thing to talk about, and maybe being shallow and whatever. But it's just that going, you're at the cathedral now. right?
You're
And
driving.
you got these rules. Be there an hour before,
Yes, yes,
9
yes.
to
He's trying to
no
recreate
tomato
it, yeah.
sauce. He's doing all that stuff. Okay, Shavi, that's cool. You need to impose an image. As it is, he's a small guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay? When you look and you're in trouble as
Yeah.
a player, you want to look over and see someone 100% in control.
Yes.
And I don't think he transmits that.
You know who he needs. There's a great Portuguese guy, right? Probably didn't reach his peak as a player. You know who he needs to go and talk to? Sergio Conceição. He gets it.
Sergio Conceição's
Neat,
got it.
tidy, boom. And what did he do with the hair? Because remember, he used to.
Yeah, he has,
he was that guy.
curtains.
See it now. I've got my grey coming through, but what does it look like? It's like I could be going to the army or coaching a football team.
Short back inside.
Neat, tidy, authority.
No.
And there are special places in the world where you don't get to behave the same as the rest of us. That's what great leaders do. Elon Musk can't behave like the guys that are middle management at Tesla. He's on it 24/7, and it's a huge thing. Imagine you go to a school. As much as we all hated school, imagine you came to school and your principal had flip-flops.
Yes.
Come on, that's chaos. Because whatever that is, it cascades down.
Exactly.
Well, it's like when you saw your principal outside of school
Yeah.
and he's wearing shorts and flip flops.
You get shot.
My high school principal wore the same thing all the time.
Dictator boy.
Always on, like the Undertaker. You seen the Undertaker
Do you
documentary?
know God? Do not out.
Have you ever seen the Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yes.
You saw he never broke character even when he was out.
Do you know our headmaster said to us? Civilian clothing, not civilian clothing.
because he
And he told us tuck in your shirts in civilian clothing. I said this guy gets it.
But
This
we're
guy's a
joking
general.
about it. No, but we're joking about it.
No,
it matters hugely.
It is a massive, massive thing. It's just at that level of football, there is so little difference between one player to the next. Really, it's so little different. We're talking percentage,
Yes.
point of a percentage. That if you can transmit something from the touchline, why would
Absolutely.
you not do it?
If people don't believe you, Paulo, I urge people now listening on the podcast or watching us after this show, go and think about where you work, right? And all of the things you complain about at the water cooler. Go and look at what your leader is and see if that isn't what's translating. So if they're loose as a
Absolutely.
person, your company's probably loose. Because football teams, I've always argued this because I love leadership. Football teams, and people always say, it's sort of a snapshot of reality, right? Sport. Is that, listen, football teams become the personality of the manager. When I say the certain name,
Absolutely.
if I say Jurgen Klopp to you, what do you think? Intensity, on, German, ruthless, efficient.
So
That's
Alex
what he is,
Ferguson,
right?
dude.
And
Look
fun.
at Liverpool.
And fun.
And look at Liverpool.
Right.
So Alex Ferguson,
Nobody matters. Authority, working class born.
you're just a number.
I don't care who you are, you work. Think of the Pep, Catalan, you know, idiosyncratic. You look at him, intense.
Intense, yeah.
What are his football teams? You know, Jacques.
Solskjaer,
Perfection.
vibes.
The PE teacher.
Vibes.
It's just you know, you get the PE teacher.
It's mental. It's mental. Hold on, let's go to a break. Paulo's ridiculous. Barcelona. Listen, hit us up. The MKT Show on social media. Will it work with Xavi? Because, folks, Paulo's nailed it in my opinion and what Senzo was saying. There's so many problems. I'd like to know from you, and I have this question. Is he equipped to fix the problems? Because right now Barcelona can't win, right? We can see that. Is Xavi equipped to fix the problems with the Nest? It's the MKT Show. Xavi Hernandez is caught in a... Oh boy. I got to be honest. There's a little bit of me as a Madrid fan who's loving it, but there's a bit of me that feels for him because, again, I've made this analogy before. What's he meant to do? Turn the job down? Because he knows in his heart of hearts, folks, you don't do things at the level he did it at, become the captain of that institution. He knows the city of Barcelona like nobody, because when you're the captain of Barcelona and you're from there, right, you will get access to leadership, to people. Everybody will ensure to make you the emperor for that period of time. So he's seen enough, and he was smart enough to last at that level. Remember, Machiavelli said the prince has to wear 2 crowns, right? One for the people, one for his court. So Xavi understood that whole game, the idiosyncrasies of being Catalan in Spain. That comes with the whole thing. So he's a smart guy. He knows he's not ready for that job. But I've always said it. If Scarlett Johansson came to me and I was married and she said, it's on, it's on. You know, like it'd be almost impossible for me to turn it down. So what does Xavi do? Turn it down? He's not ready. I don't think, but I'd love to know what people think.
It's like the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Is it?
And you know, with Xavi, it's like, I suppose what he needs to do is don't go in and try to fix the problems, just create new solutions. And that sounds silly, but it goes, the problems are beyond you. They're above you. They'll be there, they're there before you. Trust me, they'll be there after you go.
But they're doing it again. They did it. But they're doing. It's Ronald. It's a younger Ronald Koeman.
But that's the issue. So those problems don't go away.
Yeah.
Look at what new solutions you can come up with rather than trying to solve a problem.
Absolutely.
If the guys are coming late to training, okay, which I think was over-egged.
Sure.
I think people love to jump onto that because I don't honestly believe professional players are arriving late for games that you have to put rules. But
sure.
It's
Except
a thing. It leaks out because you're showing authority, right? But if it really is, solution, get rid of those guys. Sideline those guys. Don't play those guys. Don't go try to solve the problem that they're coming late. Solution is, well, don't solve everyone's problem. Fix that solution. And I think he's got to do that right through the team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But he seems to want to solve, he seems to want to save Barcelona.
He's too close to it.
Well,
He's too close to it.
Your argument goes to this, right? Is I think it's why Real Madrid keep beating them over the long term, right? Now, obviously, there's a historical context as to
why
Barcelona got the jump, and it's quite an ugly reason. So I don't really want to get into that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
What I might say is this: I've always argued this is South American teams' problems because Real Madrid figured out quite early. You know what the solution is? We don't have all the solutions. Let's bring international people in. Let's bring in the best from Hungary. Let's bring in the best from Portugal. Let's bring in the best from Africa. Hell, we don't care. We are the apex. If you're the best, come here. It's so rare.
Trying to grow the best from inside.
It's so rare that you're the Roman Empire. It's so rare. It's so rare that you are the solution for an extended period of time on your own. Look at the great countries. They open up. Bring the best from Kenya. What do you think Oxford's secret is? They don't think we got the secret here in Britain. Well, that Britain's secret from the beginning.
It just keeps going back, and we somehow always keep circling back to why Bayern Munich are so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because they're in-house. No. It's all in-house. We're Bavarian. Yeah. It's all here. Nobody knows better than us.
100%.
And they prove it constantly.
Time and time again.
And please don't think, again, Ajax and Bayern.
And that's why they're so rare. Even if you take that to City have gone, we're based in Manchester, bring in the Catalans, we're owned by the Middle East. It's.
And ultimately, even Fergie, that's when he went into overdrive. Let's stop the nonsense with British. He was really the first guy. I mean, obviously Blackburn kind of tried and that lasted for 1 year. But Fergie was the first guy to go, you know, this British thing.
I need Eric.
It's a cute story. It's a cute story. He started a little Irish. Now there's Dennis Owen. Yeah! Fergie, we don't do that. No. He said,
bring that Frenchman.
The best. And then you start to bring all of
this kind of massive Danish guy, which will fill our goals nicely.
Remember this.
Frenchman.
And what were Liverpool doing now? English. Because what did we win with Dalglish? It's English. It's football. Fergie said, no, man, that's not going to work. Like you say, Danish. Wait a minute now. Who's Ronnie Johnson now?
Oh, and there's some.
No, you're supposed to have English.
Wait a minute.
But that's the way to do it.
True.
We're living in that world. Stop being silly. And I hope Barcelona don't fall into that trap of... And again, and I think it's... They're in our industry. They're in entertainment, right, Paulo? You've worked with certainly the best of what Africa's had to produce. And I think people fall off when people start to think I'm the solution.
I'm it.
And only I'm it.
I'm it.
Please don't take Barcelona and Ajax, and I think you put it beautifully, as the rule. They are the exception. And, oh man, Xavi Hernandez, it's an impossible thing. It's an impossible thing because he's
into
not
deep,
ready.
bro.
He's not ready either. My thing is he's not ready. I don't think he's ready, but how do you say no?
No, you don't.
He's too close to it. That's the thing. And that's my thing. He's too close to it. I said, like...
But you can't say no, right?
No, you can't say no, yeah.
And I suppose for him, the pull to go, oh, what if I'm the guy that takes us back?
Oh my God.
What if it's me?
Oh my
what
God.
a story. And everybody's got to have that belief in themselves that they can do it.
Do you know what it is?
It's
Yeah.
why managers keep taking jobs. Because
No, but just hold on,
this is
because I think he's got that. Like it's impossible for him not to come and be the prodigal son.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like...
Oh my God.
Your dad is ailing. They're like, dude, come home now. Your dad is sick. You know what I mean?
He's the prodigal son right now.
Yes.
And it's impossible to say no. It's an awful choice.
Yes.
Because do you think his tie to Barcelona, because they never seem to go back to anybody, by the way. Like Real Madrid will go back to a guy, right?
Yeah, if it's not working.
No, they will go back to a guy.
Ancelotti.
Again, it's that notion of we're in business here. Like, we don't
even that whole Zidane situation was very embarrassing for everybody. But they just went, hey,
yeah.
fine. It's okay.
This guy knows how. This guy knows it. He's done it before.
It's fine. He's a hothead. He'll cool down. We'll bring him back. It's cool.
They will go back to a guy. They are not. They're not ashamed. Barcelona will Xavi ever get the job again?
Yeah, and that's
the
why he had
thing.
to take it, because it's like if you know he's going to get it now, maybe another guy comes in and takes him back a level. He's going, oh, where have I been?
God rest his
coaching?
soul. But do you know what they're trying to recreate? They want another Johan Cruyff.
Even he wasn't that great.
yeah.
People talk about Cruyff like he's.
Yeah.
Sorry, like Johan Cruyff, awesome that he brought the Ajax thing over. Okay, it's like slow down on Cruyff.
The only reason he was able to do that is because Barcelona were shambles then. as well.
Exactly.
So they were so hoping for a savior. It's just they were on their knees. So they let him do whatever he wanted.
The Cruyff thing as a coach is one of the most overblown stories in football. Like, people must relax about that. Please don't confuse the player for the coach. Stop.
Yes.
He's not Louis van Gaal. He's not Jose Mourinho. He's not Alex Ferguson. Like, but hey, the further back something happened,
Yeah.
the bigger the thing is. It's kind of like the Maradona thing. Like, listen, Maradona, I love Maradona. I had
Blockbuster.
posters. But can we slow down? He maybe had, what, 3 elite seasons?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm counting, like, it's not that close to Leo Messi, actually. When you settle down on the... Because is he the most electric figure maybe sports ever produced?
Yeah, probably.
Like a god, that guy.
Yeah, probably.
And the biggest thing in Italy and Argentina.
Yeah, because I spoke to...
Is there anybody else who's that?
No.
No, it is actually quite interesting, because you'll find it of somebody who's a legend for his club team in the same country that he was born, or his national team, to transcend it across like that. There can't be too many.
Because the thing is, I spoke to a guy from Argentina once. And I said, who's the guy? Leo or Maradona? Yo, the guy was crying about Maradona.
Maradona's a religion.
Yeah.
He's a registered
It's a religion. Yeah, I know.
No, Leo Messi doesn't... Oh, okay. He doesn't exist is a bit strong, but he doesn't... They've still got Maradona and it's weird as well, because Boca aren't that loved everywhere. They're loved and not loved at the same time. But when I was in Argentina, Maradona's everywhere. The guys, the Mother Mary and him are everywhere. He's awesome, isn't he?
Was.
No, I love Maradona. It was obviously the 1-year anniversary of his death.
R.I.P.
lately,
Yeah.
Recently.
El Pibe de Oro.
Same day as George Best.
Yeah, 25th
We
November.
spoke about that on the show.
25th November.
Another guy as well.
Georgie.
Because he never quite hit it. The drinking is going to limit you. But when you're that, you're that. I want to talk about Paulo's weird world of football. Jimbo, we got a graphic for that? I mean, this week, we're not going to get to see it this week. So we're just going to have to believe that James is doing a great job on the graphic this
No, the
week.
grass is growing.
Is it growing
It looks like the grass on the graphic is growing when you do
even
see
more?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's longer now.
Can we even see the player now?
It's covering most of the play. Let's not throw James. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background today, but yeah, it's there. So weird world of football.
Hold on. James has something for us on the weird world of football. James, it's Paulo's weird world of football.
I do.
Go ahead.
It'll take 3 seconds. I just want to let you guys know that for the past couple of weeks that you guys have thought the grass is growing,
Oh, yeah?
haven't touched it once. Not even once.
So
So
James,
he's messing with us.
I want to tell
he's
James.
messing with us.
There's
I
a lesson-
swear on my life I haven't touched the grass
There's a
once.
lesson here, James.
It's a parallaxal area you're suggesting here.
James, if you're given credit for something you don't do,
Yeah.
take it. We're happy. Now, I'm upset.
I am upset. Because you've ripped the carpet from underneath me. It's kind of like if you ever try to convince someone of a
The
belief,
rug
or it's like if you see someone you love doing something horrible,
Shady.
it rips out the carpet from underneath me of everything I believe. You've destabilized our whole world, and I'm totally with you, Paulo.
Because he's taken away happiness.
That's what
The Senzo was so happy. He was like, haha, you should see what James
you know what I
did.
mean. Like my guy James, you were being a good oak.
I was bigging him up.
That's what I'm saying.
And
My
now
boy.
he's gone. So sometimes it's like, oh, my friends are happy. Maybe I shouldn't tell them. And now he's done it. Now I'm angry.
A little bit.
I just wanted to be honest with you guys, that's all.
But
Save
pick-
your honesty.
Isn't
Spare me the
honesty
honesty.
important?
Paulo, I'm with you. Spare me the honesty. I just want to be happy. Make it about me. What a selfish guy.
You know,
this guy.
it's like when you've seen Anchorman, right?
Of course, have I seen
Ron Burgundy, you poop.
poop mouth? Yeah, to poop out of your mouth. You know what, James is? Paulo, you're so bloody right as well.
You know, it's sometimes you're in a presentation, right? A colleague's doing a presentation.
Yeah.
And they're nailing it. They're knocking it out the park. Oh, smashing. Clients loving it. Everyone's into it. And then some douchebag in the room goes, there's a typo in slide 3. And you're like,
Come on.
Nobody asked you.
like,
Read the
okay,
room.
I suppose you're trying to call out that, like, maybe our attention to detail, but that's not the point.
No.
Give me my moment.
How do you make
It's
me
not
feel?
the point, PowerPoint.
Yeah, but Paulo, you've nailed it.
I don't know. I do
Unintentional, but you've nailed it.
My man.
But maybe James should have considered how is he making us feel instead of the practicality.
Because he was selfish. He goes, James, I don't want to be a liar, but in the pursuit of truth,
Yeah.
I'm going to break down my friend.
Do you know what he is?
So my one feeling
Yes.
is more important than 3 of we're friends.
It's incredible.
Do you know what he is?
incredible.
He's the
way
Marcus
too much.
Rashford. They want to make him the guy, but he doesn't want to be the guy.
Let me tell you what happened there. It's why I hate presents. Because there's people like James out there, right? Who, when they give you a present, they want you to be happy as well. I always want to reserve the right. If the present is for me, I want to reserve the right to say, I hate this present. But people like James are going to make you feel bad about the present because they want to get happy about your response on the spot. What do you think of it? What do you think of it? I have to say I love it now. And the monsters like James put us in a corner where they don't care actually about how I feel about the gift. They want to feel great about giving you the gift.
It's
You
like when
guys are way too much. In
No,
your
it's like when you were talking about that lady.
We're not talking to you, James, now. You made us feel bad.
Who was a witch, and how they forced it upon you.
What's that?
On the other show that you're on,
Yeah?
about the lady that's like a witch and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how they forced it on you.
That's exactly what happened.
And now that James is lying on the floor twitching,
Yes.
okay, I'm going to go make him bite the curb and I'm going to kick him in the back of the head.
He doesn't know the reference.
Because what this is, because he doesn't like film,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
what this is, to finish off the Marcus Rashford thing, this is like Marcus Rashford going to a child, going, look at the sandwich for you. And the kid going, Marcus, thank you for making the sandwich for me. He goes, I didn't make it, and hits it out the kid's hand.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's exactly what
Let's get to Paulo's weird world of football. That's an excellent description. Let's
Also,
maniacal laugh.
just a quick aside.
Wait, James, put maniacal laugh in the graphics there for what Paulo just did. We need a, what do you call them, subtitle?
Subtitle.
Maniacal laugh.
Just a quick aside. Paulo's background's awesome on his iPad. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take your word for it, but I can't see it. And I want to get to Paulo's
Grogu.
weird world of football.
It's Yoda.
Yeah.
Star Wars terrible.
Right. So, if I had to tell you in the late 90s, a Spanish club broke the world transfer record, right? The world transfer record in 1996, Alan Shearer,
Yes.
right? Blackburn to Newcastle. 1997, Ronaldo.
Yes.
El Fenomeno to Inter Milan.
Yes.
In 1998, it was broken. Which Spanish club would you say broke it?
I know this though.
I would say Real Madrid.
No.
Real Madrid.
Because they were doing Davor Schuke then. That's where I fell in love in 96 with Davor Schuke. That's why I loved Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, Barcelona because they had money.
Yes.
Valencia.
Valencia.
Or Deportivo because they were doing things in the
Diego
Champions
Tristan, Walter Fandiani, let's go.
Yes,
Right?
it's Roy Mackay.
So this is who you're thinking. No. Real Betis Bolompi. You can only call them Real Betis
You have
Bolompi.
to. You have to say the whole name.
You have to say the whole name.
Bolompi.
Break the world record fee for a player in 1998.
And it's sensational.
Now who do they buy, right? At the time, it wasn't the worst idea. They go to South America, Sao Paulo, and they say, listen here, you've got this guy who plays out there on the left. Fantastic, electric dribbler. He's ripping people to pieces. This guy is the next guy. Brazilian international, 21.5 million. I mean, what were they working in?
Pounds, yeah.
Pounds.
Yeah.
But there was no euro. It would have been pesetas, so it would have been even more.
Just all of the money.
Can you imagine? Pesetas were in the tens of millions.
Yeah, it's like lira.
Like lira, right?
It does lira, yeah.
You know, all the European currencies were massive then. But it was 21.5 million pounds that they went. It was almost double what got paid for Alan Shearer 2 years before.
Which is insane.
Almost double. We're taking him with us, right? Real Betis.
Bolompe.
Real Betis, proud club in Spain. And this is why we're telling these stories, because we want people to know the story behind some of the teams. Real Betis third in La Liga this season, by the way. Beat Barcelona last week. They're playing Real Sociedad this week. That's a pretty big game.
Yeah.
I think it's third against fifth.
And Joaquin lives, by the way.
Hey,
We're
bro.
going to get into Joaquin. So they signed Real Betis because maybe their logic was, this guy's electric. He's going to come, do well for us, 2-3 seasons. Barcelona or Real Madrid will eventually take him off our hands for double the money.
Yeah.
So you got to speculate to accumulate. Is what they go.
He'll go play with Rivaldo.
Right, so this is what they do. And it wasn't a bad call because the guy was a Brazilian international, went to the 98 World Cup.
But he wasn't starting though.
Well, he was in the Jogo Bonito ad.
No, he was,
true.
he was that next guy. They were ready for him. We were ready for him.
If you don't know that Jogo Bonito ad, this was the first time you started seeing ballers, right?
The ballers,
right?
real ballers.
Ballers came into the mainstream with that ad. The Brazilian team waiting at the airport, flight delayed, they start playing soccer in the airport. Curling balls around airplanes.
Just sensational stuff.
God.
I mean,
He was the guy. He was one of the main guys in this ad. Goes to the 98 World Cup. Didn't start, but came on in every game.
There's a million stepovers.
A million stepovers. Real Betis think, my God, we've got
Bolompe.
a star here.
Real
Right?
Betis Bolompe.
Listen, if you think a player like Nani frustrates you, or Saint Maximin frustrates you, you want to talk about no end product.
Brah.
Because this is the problem they find with the guy, right?
Oh my God.
Fantastic dribbler, lots of tricks, can't pass, can't shoot. Okay.
Descarongo Bese.
it sounds like Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
What is going on with... No, you can trap a ball. What,
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Okay.
so they're like, what is going on with this guy? Can't cross, can't shoot. 10-year contract, by the way.
What?
By the way, along with that world record transfer, they gave him a 10-year contract at £40,000 a week.
Yep.
1998. You know how many Spice Girls CDs you can
10-year
buy with
contract.
that? 10-year contract. 1998.
I didn't realize that.
Right?
Was Suge Knight then negotiating for him?
Must have been, right? So he loved the club. And the club loved him.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this guy's great, but he's not really doing anything. Not really doing anything.
He's a fraud.
Joins in 98. 2 seasons later, they get relegated.
Oh.
Done. Right.
Oh my God.
Second division gets relegated. One season down. Okay, cool. They were one of those teams too good to go down. Right. Just ended up going down. Wasn't the best. Right.
Yeah.
Ends up going down. Brings him up 2 years later, but it was kind of like a little bit too late. And he was an old style winger, and at the time, your favorite, Joaquin, emerges.
Oh yeah.
Right? And Joaquin was all the things. Local boy.
Yeah.
Loved him. Scamp. You spoke
End
about...
product.
You said football manager. It wasn't football. It was championship manager.
Championship.
Old school.
That team.
That was a cheat code.
It was.
Yeah.
Like you say. Left, right.
Yeah.
And in that game, obviously, Danielson could cross in the game code. So he goes down and brings them back up. Listen, there's some crazy skills. This time, he sends Carlos Puyol for a hot dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
By Carlos Puyol
Puyol
gets
on his
sent a lot,
backside,
though.
right?
Yeah.
On his backside. spends a couple of seasons. Eventually, he leaves in what year? 2004, 2005. 7 years in.
I didn't realize he stayed that
that
long.
long?
7 years.
I
That's
thought
what
he
surprised
stayed-
me.
I thought he said 2-3 seasons. I thought he was gone.
That's what surprises me. That's what surprised me. But he was there for a very long time.
Yeah.
In between, goes to 2002 World Cup, wins the World Cup.
Yep.
There's this amazing video where this guy was all left foot.
Yeah.
And there's a video where it must have been the semi-final against Turkey. He runs into the box, or they played each other in groups as well.
Yeah, groups, yeah.
I think. Anyway, he runs into the box. 4 Turkish defenders chase him
All of it.
onto his right foot because they know.
Yeah.
We keep him off his left.
left.
Done. 4 defenders. And Turkey did well. I think they were third in that World Cup.
Semi-final, yeah.
Right? And I don't think I conceded many goals. 4 defenders chased him out to the right-hand side. Don't worry.
Then
not
you
our
don't
problem.
even worry about
Put him in the
chocolate
corner
leg.
flag. Put him in
That's
the
it.
corner flag. Then I remember that thing.
He was done. The video, I'm actually looking at it right now.
Chocolate leg, that guy.
He then goes off on this like weird journey. He leaves after 7 years. Bordeaux, Al Nassr, FC Dallas, Palmeiras, Utumbiara, Hai Pong in Vietnam, and Kavala, which is a small team in Greece.
He's
Shame.
well travelled.
Sounds like an island, yeah.
Shame. His stock had fallen so low from just 10 years earlier being
World Cup winner.
World Cup winner, most expensive player, not even Bolton at that time. I remember Bolton were all about
Oh,
Yeah. Ivan
stuff.
Campo as the captain.
Kocha,
JJ Kocha. Yeah.
you know, Djokaev.
Yeah.
Right, they were a payday.
Yeah.
They turned him down. He went for after a trial. So it's not
No.
even
Audition.
he went for a trial and they were like, "My guy, you're done. You're done."
You cooled off.
He was 30.
No.
30 years old. 30 years old. And then of course he Brazilian after that.
Yes, I love it.
No, but there was a thing of saying, look, it wasn't that's why I failed the trial. It's just a great guy, fitted in, never made any problems, but it's obvious that what little was there
Yeah.
was gone. So he really just disappeared after that. You know, he sort of went off the radar, retired back in, and he's sort of like left as a punchline. We're all having a laugh now. But I think it's just a thing of like, how do you know and guarantee talent? You can't. Because can you imagine what the scouting must have been then? Because you weren't watching players all the time.
Yeah.
Even early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, you'd have to go watch there. Maybe he had an outstanding game. Maybe he was playing against a rubbish team. You don't know the quality of what he
Sure.
was playing. And then suddenly you put him into an elite league and the guy just did
He
nothing.
gets found out.
And of course, he is now getting compared every single game to Joaquin, who
It was insane.
still playing, by the way.
No, rocking.
41 years old, still a squad member at Real Betis.
No, he's come
doing
home.
it.
Now the prodigal son's come home for a real day.
That's it. And I look forward to the day Joaquin takes over Real Betis to try to save them.
That's a Xavi, eh?
Hey, but listen, they're doing well. I'm just looking here for when they're playing. But that's them, Real Betis playing against
Who's the guy, by the way?
Real
You didn't
Sociedad.
tell us.
Oh, the player, I never mentioned
You
his name.
didn't say his name.
Denilson.
Yeah, there it
I
is.
never said Denilson. Oh my God, I was so...
But Mario Zagallo knew.
Mario Zagallo knew. Ronaldo said he's going to be the star of the 98 World Cup. That's the guy, Denilson, one-time most expensive player in the world. Chocolate foot. Chocolate of a right foot. And actually, probably like a marshmallow of a left.
Samba boy, for real.
Real Samba boy.
That was he was when you put it the way you've put it, right? And Betis will play this week and we'll talk about them. He was the epitome of that 98 team.
Yes.
Almost like too much talent.
It was true, yeah.
Remember there were a few Joga Bonito videos, and obviously Ronaldinho after 2002 ran away with the crossbar
Yeah,
nonsense
yeah,
challenge,
yeah.
and then he just became Joga Bonito. But remember the one, so there's that airport one, but there's the dressing room one. If
Yes.
you think of Adriano and young Robinho before,
Kaka.
you know, I don't think Kaká's in that video because he was probably praying.
he's
No, he was
Adidas.
praying. He
He's
doesn't do
Adidas as
adverts. And also he was praying.
Yeah.
There's no way he's getting involved. There's
Kaká-
Adriano, Ronaldo.
Ronaldinho.
Hey, that's
They tapping a soccer boot in that.
no,
in
they're
that
doing too
advert.
much there.
They-
And through the ref's legs.
But do you know what they used to? Have you seen the Brazil dressing room when they won the Confederation Cup, the one that was in Germany? What they did in the gym before the game?
No.
Guys have got tambourines.
See
they're
what I mean?
playing drums.
See what I mean? That was
But a lot of opposition said, and I think it was the 98 World Cup, and I think it was 94 World Cup as well that they said, is it so off-putting because you're focused and it's European sensitivities and the Brazilians are having a party. Like it's World Cup final, they got no stress on them whatsoever. And the Italians said it was the most off-putting thing for them because like, why aren't these guys worried at all?
What you're saying is so interesting, because when you read about the English guys, as football became global and the Premier League became global, the English guys say that all the time because the pressure is so incessant on them. They said they want to replicate, because guys, the South American guys can't wait to go and play for their international team. I mean, you look at some of the
they love
superstars,
it.
even in COVID. They're like, no, we going to play.
It's not negotiable.
I mean, you saw La Liga had to cancel a weekend because of the South American. Like, it means so much to them, and like you say, for them it's a celebration, whereas for England players, and Stevie G I think might have said in his book, where it's a burden at a stage to play for England. It's two different ways to look at the sort of clinical European way of playing for your club and versus being celebrated. But Betis this weekend?
Betis playing Real Sociedad. So Real Sociedad started the season really well. But they've fallen off. I don't think you could expect them. I mean, David Silva was carrying them and then dipped off a little bit.
It's gonna
so and Real Betis, listen, got a great win. They looked so good against Barcelona. They sucked Barcelona.
They've
trapped.
Real Betis have got one of my favorite players, one of my guys, Sergio Canales. What a boss!
And he's
what a boss.
You know, he's also a wonder kid, right?
Yeah, but Jose Mourinho ruined him.
He's Odegaard before Odegaard. But they signed him at 16. That Canales.
But he settled so well back in the Spain squad.
Good for him.
That's what tells you everything you need about Sergio Canales just before that goal is that pause.
Yeah,
you know,
La Pausa. They call it La Pausa.
That's what they call it in Spain, right? Yeah. And it's just some players, even who scored the goal, the goal scorer said the same thing. He said, I knew he was going to do it because no matter what the situation is, he will slow it down. He wants it at his pace. And that just little stop.
That's what they call trequartista.
La Pausa. You call it
trequartista.
He's some player. So Betis this weekend. By the way, Madrid divided this weekend. Can't wait. I'm definitely watching that. Atletico Madrid got football managered, by the way, on the weekend. Yeah. They must be fuming. But they're like, don't worry about it. We're through in the Champions League.
You know what the thing with Atletico Madrid?
We'll fight with people.
That's it. As much as they're trying to change and trying to be more expansive, it's not who they are.
It's not their
Not
brand.
under this manager. They were down in the dumps in this Champions League group. Down in the dumps. And they went, you know what? Go back to what we know.
Skullduggery.
They set traps for Porto all over. All over. They were baiting them constantly. And now, watch it. The rest of the season, they go, you know what? It's not going to be pretty. This is the way we're going to do it. This is who we are. And it does not surprise me 1 inch that Joao Felix is now up for loan. That Joao Felix is available. It's like, you know, we're trying. Yeah. We tried it. It's not us. Let's get some money in the bank for this kid. He's not for us. And it makes 100% tells you this is how Atletico are going to finish the season. Dogs of war.
How many minutes before a fight in there? Because
Real Madrid won't get sucked into it though. They got too much. I think they
got the Militao. You see what happened there?
Yeah.
Barella running through his legs.
Militao brings a dimension.
Hey, listen, don't get sent off for punching a guy in the calf.
No, Barella, what are you doing there?
Come on.
No, we're not doing that. Come on. Plus, you're not at AC Milan. You're at Inter. Inter rolls different.
But Real Madrid are too classy. I don't think they'll get sucked into it. I hope so. Even Militao, I think they're too clever.
Also, Benzema's got a sex tape on somebody, so.
I don't know if Benzema's playing. I think he's.
Yeah, because he's busy. He's got
Here's
the
what
sex
I
tape.
do.
He's been injured.
But he's got the sex tape on someone.
Who's that?
Benzema.
Well, allegedly. I mean, he's going to prison now for that was blackmail. Please have some respect for Karim Benzema. James, biggest Arabic star in the world, bigger than Mo Salah, Karim Benzema. How do you think that sounds?
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Biggest Arab star in the world.
What do you think? Mo Salah, Ronnie.
I don't think a lot of people actually know Karim Benzema is.
His name tells you.
I think he's the Real Madrid captain. 1 or 2 people know he's.
No, I know people know he is. I'm just saying I don't think.
He's not Mo Salah. Mo Salah needs to. James, please send an email into. He's got to get. Paolo, who's the guy who missed the season because of his hair stuff? He missed games earlier this season.
But I know Shaqiri's been accused of that.
There was another one I forget who it was. Mo Salah is going to need to get into that world because his hairline is. He's going Krusty the Clown by the end of next season, guys.
He's got a very Borat vibe.
He does.
While we're on Liverpool, just quickly, James, what's it going to be like? I was actually trying to think back. Even though great ex-players have come back to manage Liverpool, or against Liverpool, right? It's going to be disgusting.
It's Villa weekend.
I'm not going to watch it.
Gerrard.
I'm not going to watch it because it's going to be quite nauseating. But I mean, Kevin Keegan's been back there.
Yeah.
Dalglish has been back there.
It's not the same. They're not Gerrard.
Roy Hodgson's been back there.
Yeah,
did-
but but he's
this
not.
guy.
Yeah, different guy. Old.
What is the reception gonna be for Steven Gerrard?
Oak's gonna cry.
It's actually gonna be quite crazy.
Oak's gonna cry.
You know what I
Gerrard
do if I'm
Philip
Stevie
always
G?
I won't watch it.
I flex on Klopp right there.
What
I go
is
for
it?
the big shove. Like whatever happens, if there's like a fracas, I leave my technical area. If there's anything where Klopp starts to clop it out, I'm Stevie G. I flex on him in front of
This is my house.
because nobody's saying anything.
No,
This is
my
not how.
house.
Yo,
And if Klopp tries to respond, guys are
the goons are saying no, chief. No, fam.
no, they on Stevie G's
It's
side.
like,
Do you
hold
think-
on, guy. I know you've got a flag on your face there. There's my flag.
Yeah,
There's my banner.
yeah.
Get back.
Do you think?
This is my house.
Do you think Steven Gerrard comes out of the tunnel and he hits the
It's
side?
gonna be so revolting.
This is Anfield. Do you think he hits
Oh.
this is Anfield?
But
It's
I've
gonna
just
be
thought about it.
disgusting. I don't wanna
When does
see
the
it.
programming start? Tonight. When's the game, James? Tomorrow or Sunday?
I think it's
I haven't actually looked at this weekend.
Do you even support Liverpool, this guy? Does he even support Liverpool? Anyway, whenever
Do you
it
think
is.
Gerrard comes out?
No, they're going to start in the morning. You know what they're going to do?
Oh, they're gonna follow the bus from the hotel.
You know what they're going to do?
They must get Jamie
It's so
Carragher
annoying.
to
They're going to
interview
make
him.
Gerrard come out last. Like everyone's going to be out. Liverpool are going to be out. Jurgen's going to do his thing.
They're gonna
You
give
know,
him a reef.
they're going to sing their rubbish little song that they sing and they think it matters to anyone. And Stevie G's going to come out alone at the end.
And do you think he does the?
Wait, does he address the crowd?
Do you think he does the?
James, is it at Anfield?
Yes.
He has to address the crowd. There's no way. There's no way.
It's great to be.
It's,
They must get Jamie Carragher to
it's-
interview him.
It's
done
tomorrow
already.
at 5 o'clock at Anfield.
It's so great to be back at the club.
I'm so excited.
Steven,
This football club BSF, what are they doing me? Jamie spat in that lady's face.
Remember that when James Carragher spat in the lady's face, James?
Oh,
what
I am staying as far away from
so
that match
annoying.
as possible.
but also, what are you doing watching Liverpool games?
No, but it's going to be so annoying. It's going to be everywhere.
silly.
No, but they're going to talk about it everywhere. Like Man United game, Chelsea, whenever it is, it's going to come up. Can you imagine if Aston Villa score and win?
Look, there was that moment that was, I don't know how to take it. Robbie Savage's son obviously made his debut for Manchester United
Yeah.
Congratulations.
on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the commentary.
No.
So Robbie Savage was on co-commentary, and then the main commentator said, "It's only right for me to hand over to you to actually call your son on." No, it was actually.
Was it awesome?
Oh, you know what? He said, he goes, "Okay, well, coming on for Manchester United is
A savage.
Charlie Savage." Oh my God, I never thought I'd say that. And then he goes in, he said, "We've made a lot of sacrifices. The kids, this is all he's wanted."
Jesus, bro.
No, it
Did
No,
you
no,
did
but-
you did you let
That's
that tear?
next level. though.
was a moment.
Your son's playing at Man United
Especially
and
when-
you did as well.
You failed, but you failed. You
Failed.
never
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
for the first team, so I think that's what it means so much.
Vicarious
And
life.
it was nice. It was a nice
I
moment.
kind of like Robbie Savage. He's a bit of a
I
douchebag.
also
He's
love
a
him.
savage.
I love him.
I'm into him. I like that.
He's great.
Oh, guys, good stuff today. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. I'm saying if you are a betting man, and they'll definitely have odds because they have odds for everything. These 8 minutes first
Red
fight.
card.
No, because I'll tell you what happens.
There's a red as on the.
The coach, well, there might be that, but 8 minutes into it, Vinicius is the way he attacks. I'm Argentine, you're Brazilian, and he's going to say stuff that only a South American can say to Vinicius, and only America, because you know, right? You know Diego Simeone says those things, and Vinicius plays on the left out wide there as soon as he gets near him. 8 minutes. Because like you said, you know you can't match them for talent. Bring them down into the sewer.
Get a South American referee for that one.
Atletico.
South American referee.
Good stuff. Senzo, good stuff.
Yes,
Paulo,
buddy.
Weird World of Football. The Nielsen, what a guy. Jimbo, good stuff. Have a great weekend to all of you boys, to everyone at home. I hope it is an electric weekend. So much football, so much sport this weekend. Formula One wraps up, by the way. Cannot wait. We'll have Spike Valentine on Monday. As the season closes down, it is all square going, of course, into Abu Dhabi, and so much football. And Gerrard's back. That's going to be disgusting. I don't want to hear from Liverpool fans. I really hope Aston Villa win. I do. Or do I? I don't
He's
know.
gonna be
which
the
one's worse.
villain.
Oh,
Gerrard's the villain.
listen, unless there's no winner.
There isn't.
We will not be. There's no winner from that.
Well said. At the end of the day,
Malarkey.
football will be the loser, but we'll be the winners by being back on Monday. Great stuff, boys. Hope you have a great weekend.
You
And
too, man.
I'm looking forward to having a good weekend myself. I might watch, well, I definitely will watch Endgame because Thanos, actually a black guy, all about bling. My name's MKT. This has been the MKT Show. And for this week, we are the hell out of here.